Hi y'all, good morning. It is sunrise, so grab your snacks. It's time to go fishing, and today we're going after literally everything that bites. Largemouth bass, smallmouth bass. We're for sure going to catch a bunch of bluegill. If we're lucky, we might get some big shellcracker, and it's possible we could catch literally anything else because the bait we're going to be throwing today is the original fishing bait that we all started using. I'm going to be throwing worms, y'all. We're going to take some red worms and we're going to throw up along the shoreline here, up under these overhanging trees, along these rocks, any downed trees or objects hanging down in the water. We're just going to throw that worm into all of it. And when you throw a worm in front of a fish, I don't care what kind of fish it is, you got a real good chance of catching it. So we're going to have some fun today on ultralight tackle. So it don't matter how big a fish we get, it's going to put a huge bend in the rod and we're going to have a good time. So I'm going to put y'all here in the chest. I'm going to show you our tackle here and we're going to get to it. I've already got us a worm. That's just a piece of a red worm I've pinched off. I got it on a jig head there. That's a 1/64 ounce jig head, number 8 size hook. We got 2-pound test line on my trusty ultralight. That's my St. Croix Panfish Series rod I have had forever. 6 foot long, and we got a 1,000 size Daiwa reel. So I'm gonna take this and we're just gonna start fishing here, and we're gonna take a big long stretch down through here of the shoreline. We're just gonna cover some water out here today. Not throwing at any specific thing necessarily, we're just gonna throw it all of it. We'll cast it out, let that worm on the jig head fall down a little bit, and then we'll reel in and make another cast. It's about as simple a fishing as you can get. And I don't know about y'all, but I like things that are simple and easy. There was something splashing right over here beside us. It's a good sign we're seeing some activity. I've brought a couple other rods with me. If we see some skipjack or white bass busting, we will certainly go after those as well. I've already got something right here. Look at this, folks. This might be the biggest thing we get all day. We got a stick right here. Done caught us a tree pounder there. It's going to get better than that, folks. I promise. You're seeing this video, we done something better than the stick. But I'm going to leave the camera going because I'm confident we're going to catch a bunch of fish today. I am calling my shot like Babe Ruth, standing at home plate, pointing toward the bleachers. I'm calling my shot. We're going to catch a bunch of fish today. I think we're going to get a variety of fish today. We got one right here. I went to pick up on it. We've already got one. This is better than that old stick, I'll tell you that. Bluegill, pretty good sized one right there too. I'm actually going to throw him in our cooler. I've got a cooler up here on front of the kayak. We're going to keep a few for some catfish bait, hopefully. Anyway, I've got no chance of going catfishing this afternoon. We've got some foul weather coming in. That's actually what's going to be the thing that runs us off the water this morning probably, is we've got some high winds coming here in 2 or 3 hours. At least that's what the forecast calls for. And then this afternoon, we're supposed to have some really severe storms. So there's another one. 2 in a row. Same old worm. We got at least one more fish out of this worm. That's another pretty good sized bluegill right there. Let's go ahead and take him with us too. We might feed him to a big old blue cat, or if we're real lucky, maybe a flathead whenever I get to go. I'm gonna try to go hopefully in the morning if the weather that's coming in today moves out. We will see tomorrow, but I'd like to have some bait just in case. So we're gonna keep definitely a few bluegill. We're gonna keep, if we get any big shellcracker, I definitely wanna keep some of those. Any legal sized bass, largemouth. If we find any yellow bass or white bass, definitely keep those as well. So, and when you're throwing this worm, I've caught something there on top of the water. We catching not just fish today, we're catching sticks and moss and weeds and everything else here, y'all. We getting a little bit of everything today. You never know what you're gonna reel in on a worm, whether it's alive or not. We about to have to change out that worm. That next fish is gonna throw that thing off there, but that's all right. We got plenty of worms. But you just never know what you're gonna catch. That's part of the fun of doing some fishing like we do today. You're gonna get a variety. You never know what's gonna be on the other end of your line, and you never know what size of fish is gonna be on the other end of your line. Like, we could possibly catch some large fish doing this, way larger than what my rod here is rated for, but if we hook into it, we'll just take our sweet time and try to play them out and try to have some fun with it. It may take a little while, but we'll do our best to wrangle it in. It's fun, man. I love ultralight fishing. Normally, my regular viewers, you see me throw artificials. I throw that gulp minnow a lot. I love it. It's my favorite ultralight lure, but today, oh, there's no fish. There's another one I went to pick up on, and he's already on it. Another bluegill that big enough that we will throw in our cooler here. This one here has got that jig a little bit deep, so I'm gonna take my forceps. These were given to me by one of my channel members. DT Knox hooked me up with some forceps recently to make getting them hooks out of the fish that get them way down in the gullet, make it a little easier. The sun has popped out of the clouds behind us. Gonna heat things up out here and probably bring in them storms. But yeah, you never know what you're gonna get when you're ultralight fishing, and you never know the size of your fish you're gonna get, and there's some anticipation with that. Like right here's another, man, we're on a, oh, he's got me in something. Oh, there he comes. We at least got the jig back. He run us in something. But for me, it's just, I love it. It's fun, and while normally I throw the gulp minnow, that's where I was about to go with it before that fish interrupted, I do like occasionally throwing some worms, because it's just it's a one of those things. Like I said, everything will eat a worm, and when you're throwing the gulp, the advantage of throwing, well, not just the gulp, but any artificial, is just the fact that you're not going to have to change your lure all the time. These worms, from an efficiency standpoint, we're not going to make as many casts today with the worm as what we could with an artificial. So I like making a lot of casts. That gulp gets eaten a lot. I don't have to refrigerate it. I don't have to stop by a bait shop. It's always readily available for me. So there's some big advantages to throwing the gulp or any plastic artificial lure. But when I do throw a worm, whether it's red worm or night crawler, or maybe some minnows or shiners, you typically, while you may not get as many fish because you're not going to make as many casts, and you're going to have to be rebaiting a lot, what you oftentimes do get is better quality fish. You oftentimes get some bigger fish, and we've caught a tree up there. Y'all, I told you don't throw up there on that tree. Look what you have done. It didn't come out of that tree either, did it? I was trying to gently, without putting our eye out here. Y'all, best get your glasses on, get your eye protection, your goggles. Yank that thing out of a tree, it's gonna come back at us 100 miles an hour, like a Nolan Ryan fastball. You kids out there don't even know who Nolan Ryan is, do you? Greatest baseball pitcher of all time, Nolan Ryan. They don't make them like Nolan Ryan anymore, folks. These guys today can't throw 4 innings, and they're getting yanked and going to the bullpen because of a pitch count. Nolan Ryan, he did a complete game all the time. Never tore up his elbow. Different breed back then, folks. Different breed. They don't make them like that no more. But these worms, man, you throw a worm, a shiner, a minnow, you you tend to get a little better quality fish. Just a little bit better. And today from bait perspective, I don't necessarily need a lot of fish because I don't even know, I'm definitely not going catfishing today because of the weather, and I don't know for sure I'm gonna get to go tomorrow, so I don't really need a lot. So we can kind of just come out here and still catch a bunch of fish, but maybe not as many as we would if we were throwing artificial, but kind of sort through and maybe hook into something real nice out here. Oh, I got one swimming with it right here. He's coming at me. I felt him hit it and he was coming right at me. What is this? Let's see what we got here, y'all. This is gonna be a little bigger, whatever he is. Old goose over there is hollering. You hear the goose? He's over there cheering us on. This is gonna be a good fish, whatever this is. If this is a bluegill, it's gonna be a good one. No, it's a bass. Old large jaw over here. He likes a worm too. We're gonna catch several of these today. These bass fishermen, a lot of them guys throw a worm, plastic worm. A lot of them throw a Cinco. What we're doing today is the original Cinco. Skipping a worm up under these trees here, that's the original Cinco because we're gonna be throwing the real thing. There's old large jaw. He ain't big enough for us to keep. Did you see that? He's putting on a show, buddy. He's gonna try to get him an America's Got Talent audition going after he's seen on this video. I'm gonna take this in here. This is kind of a fatter red worm. I'm gonna pinch it in half. We're gonna thread this on. I'm gonna throw the jig head today versus a hook and split shot, or we could just, throw these worms are heavy enough. We could put a plain hook on out there and throw these worms on the ultralight tackle. But I personally like a jig head because it just gets it down a little better. And if we were specifically targeting bass with these worms, I would obviously use a whole worm every time. I'd probably use night crawlers, go even bigger, and use a whole worm. But because I want a little bit of everything, and specifically I'd like to maybe, if we stumble into them, get some shell cracker. I stumbled into some on my last bait run. I'll tell you a story about the shell cracker. Boy, I had some bad luck yesterday, all day long. I'll tell you about that in a little bit, but that jig head will help get that thing down and get it near bottom. And if there's some shell cracker there, that's gonna help us catch them shell cracker. They're down there near bottom. That's one thing I don't catch much of when I'm throwing the gulp. I just, for whatever reason, the shell cracker don't seem to be as interested in that. I get one occasionally, but it ain't a common catch. When I'm throwing a worm, I tend to get them more often, which I still don't get them super often, but definitely more often with a worm. And I would like to have a shell cracker or two to take with us because they look like a bluegill. They're red ear sunfish, what they are, if you're not familiar with them. Here, my area, we call them shell cracker. That's kind of their nickname, if you will. But they're like if you look at them side by bluegill, they look very similar, but they have a little flap on the side of their ear, or gill plate there, that's got a tinge of red on it. And so they call them red ear sunfish. And they get a little bit bigger. A good bluegill out here on public water. I'm fishing Melton Hill Reservoir today, by the way, in case you're wondering where I'm at. A good bluegill out here, as I throw into another tree, we can't cast worth a diddly poo today. Y'all gonna have to take over casting. But you get on a good quality bluegill here, it's 8 inches I will get some 9-inchers, 9+ inchers out here throughout the year. Not all the time, but there are some in here. But for public water out here, an 8 to 9-inch bluegill is a really good quality bluegill. The shell cracker, on the other hand, when you get one of them, they're almost always 10+ inches. I got one on right here. Did you see that? See my line? My line started swimming. Oh, he's got us in something down there too. Okay, there he come out of it. Got to be careful with that 2-pound line, man. You can't be horsing them out of stuff. Boy, look at this. This is another. That's a bluegill. That's a good one right there, man. Look how fat this thing is. I mean, look at the belly on it. Look how thick. That is a nice bluegill right there. Here, let me do this a minute, folks. I've got my measuring board here, just in case we come across any crappie. They got to be 10 inches for us to keep them. Let's throw him on there. There's one of them bluegill I was talking about, 8.5 inches right there. Just super fat. I'm actually going to let that one go. I like, when I'm bluegill fishing, I like to try to selective harvest, I guess would be the word. I like to try to protect the biggest specimens, because that's the ones that we want breeding and passing on their genes. I'm going to take this little bit of, well, we could catch another fish on this worm, but I'm going to go ahead and upgrade him here. But I want to throw back the fish like that are, at least most of them anyway. I'll occasionally keep some like that. But I just want them passing on their genes. I want them making babies that are going to grow up big like them too. Sometimes, if you take your big fish out, and they've done studies on this, you take your bigger bluegill out, what ends up happening is your fish get stunted, because it's your smaller fish. They end up breeding more, and you just end up with, there's some lakes out there, it's got 5 and 6 inch bluegill. Like, that's about as good as it gets. This one here, we're fortunate, and I think one of the big reasons this body of water is better than some of the other, we got another fish right here. But one of the things I think that helps this body of water be a little better is the fact that it's clear water. Now today we've had some rain. We've had quite a bit of rain recently. It's been a very wet spring here in my area. And so this right here is one. It's good enough size to make a bait, but it's, boy, we've got algae and everything up our line. But it's not so big that I don't want to keep it. So we will definitely throw this one in the cooler. But this body of water here, normally, when we don't have a bunch of rain, is very clear. Like, you get visibility. Sometimes when it's super clear, man, you'll get 10, 15 feet of visibility. And because of that, bluegill typically spawn a little deeper. So when they are at their most vulnerable to be just wiped out, those big fish are the easiest to catch. It's when they're spawning, when they're on the beds. You get an area with some really good quality bluegill, like you could sit there and just whack them off them beds, and then people that keep them, take them home to eat and stuff, they can do some real damage. But out here, because they spawn a little deeper, most of the time, oh, that was a nice thump right there. Oh, he's got, whatever, there's something right here. I think part of them trees right there come off. He got me in it. I don't feel him moving anymore. I think he may have come on. Oh no, he's still on there. Okay, there he come. There he come out of it. Oh, bass. I think that's a smallmouth. He had me in that tree, but he's come out. Oh boy, he jumped too. Let's get him back up here, get him to jump again. Yeah, I told you folks, we're gonna get everything today. Now we've already got bluegill, largemouth, and a smallmouth here. And that's just the first, we're about this, what, 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes? Let me back us up. I'm gonna net this one here since we got the 2-pound line, and we've had a couple fish now run us around whatever's down there. I assume it's part of that tree I see up there in the water. Oh, small jaw. Got him on. Everything loves a worm. Everything loves a worm, don't you, smallmouth? As that sun comes out over there. I can't get a hold of that hook. There we go. Yeah, he's just a smallmouth. You want to be the thumbnail of the video? Will you hold like that for a second in the sunlight? There's smallmouth. Hold on a second. Let me get the camera positioned here. Let's try to hold him up and make him a thumbnail. Will he do that for us? We'll see how that right there looks when I get home today. Get on out of here, though, smallmouth. I might make you famous. Don't expect no, he's gonna expect a check in the mail too. By gosh, if he ends up being a thumbnail of the video, he's gonna expect me to pay him for that. Like, oh, Livy Dunn on the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, I guarantee you she's getting a nice check. For being on that, that fish is gonna expect similar compensation. And I promise you that fish ain't worth near as much as what Livy Dunn is. Get that worm out of there. Let's put us another worm on, man. I like catching smallmouth. And, you know, that one right there, fairly small fish, but you saw how big a bend he put in that ultralight rod, man. I'm telling you, it don't take a lot of fish to be able to bend this thing and really get us a good time. And if we hook into one today that's 3, 4, 5 pounds, which I'm telling you, you throw a worm out there, you never know. You put it in front of them, they're gonna eat it. Anything's possible. But boy, if we do that, if we get in front of a big one today, we're in for a good time. But me, like when I go ultralight fishing like this, hell, I don't care what we catch. It don't make a bit of difference to me. I like it all. I like the bluegill. Bluegill's one of my favorite fish to catch. But I like them. I like catching bass with the ultralight. I like catching everything. Everything except channel cat. I don't want to catch no channel cats today. And now that I've said their name, I've probably conjured one up. Channel cats are like Joe Hendry. You say his name and he appears. I'm gonna have that Joe Hendry song stuck in y'all's heads before we leave here today. If you ain't familiar with Joe Hendry, I want you to do yourself a favor. When you're done watching this video today, don't click off this certainly to go watch Joe Hendry, but at some point today, when you think about it, you got a couple minutes free time, get on YouTube and type in Joe Hendry. It's H-E-N-D-R-Y. He's a wrestler. And he has maybe the catchiest entrance song of all time. You get that song stuck in your head, it'll be in there for days. And I mean, it's got to be the catchiest song of all time. It has to be. He might be my new favorite wrestler. I've been watching wrestling again, y'all. I have since it moved to Netflix back in I think it's January. I gave it a shot again, and I got to say it's pretty good. It went through a spell. There's another fish. That's another bass. Tiny thing right here though. Another smallmouth. He's throwing our worm off. You listen, fish, you're about as big as the worm. Dang old fish, can't be wasting a worm on that. But I gave wrestling another chance. It went through a bad stretch for 10 or 15 years, maybe longer, that it was just unwatchable. For me, anyway. I just couldn't get into it. Loved it as a kid up through teenage years. Couldn't get into it, but I gave it another chance when it moved to Netflix, and I've got to say, I've gotten into it. I'd call myself a fan again. I'll take it that far. So, I threw that worm off, didn't I? No, I didn't. I must have thrown some dirt off of it when I cast. I threw half the worm off. Did I have? I thought it was one longer worm. Maybe I had 2 worms on. Either way, we threw half of him off. We gave him a free meal down there. We're feeding the hungry children, Sally Struthers style today. I'm just throwing it out and letting it sink. Now, water depth through here, I couldn't tell you. I'm in my Hobie Lynx pedal kayak today, no graph on here. So I know from experience that this hillside drops down at a steep angle and it gets deep real quick. So the kayak out here is probably setting in 20 feet of water, 15, 20 feet of water. But we're casting up shallow, and then it works off that basically side of the hill. It goes down into the water too. And there's various things, rocks broken off of it, all kinds of trees that have fallen down and slid down into the water and stuff as we've been getting in them over here. I want to make another cast over here in a second too. So, yeah, this is a simple, fun, easy way to catch fish. You can do this anywhere. I'm out here today just because this is convenient to where I live. It's fairly close. And I know out here, of the bodies of water I have that are a reasonable drive from me, the bluegill are just bigger here. And I think it goes back to the clear water fishery. Just they have to spawn a little deeper here, and that protects them during the spawn. And there could be something else for it too. I mean, I'm not a fisheries biologist. Some bodies of water just produce better quality fish than others for various species. And it could be just something about the makeup of this particular water system that's better for growing big bluegill. I don't know. I don't claim to know. I just know, I know that there's some bigger class bluegill here. I know when you're throwing worms, you're going to catch a bunch of them, so I want to catch the biggest ones possible. Something tapped me. Does he have it? I felt a tap. No, he didn't. He tapped it, but I didn't hook up. The wind has started to kind of move us a little bit. One of the things about being in this Hobie Lynx, we will get moved around very easily by the wind. This thing glides across the water, so it's a lot of fun to catch fish in. But in the wind, it can be a bit of a challenge to maintain position just because it moves so easy. It's like a leaf. Imagine a leaf blowing across the water surface. That's kind of like us. There's nothing down in the water really to give you a little resistance as the wind moves you. I wanted to make another throw or two around that one tree over there before we move on, because we got them 2 bass and larger bluegill over there. Let's swing back over, make a couple more casts before we make our way down the shoreline. I'm not going to stay in any one place too terribly long, but at the same time too, when we find something that has a bunch of fish on it, we will sit there and pick them off. We'll have some stretches down through here where we don't catch anything too. Like that's part of it, and you're going to have some downtime when you're doing this style of fishing. But when you're throwing a lure like a worm or minnow or shiner or a small plastic that represents those things, you don't typically have as much downtime as what you would if you were throwing a larger lure that was specifically targeting big fish. So We're not gonna have a ton of downtime today. I don't think anyway. I know we're gonna catch a bunch of fish if Mother Nature will allow us. Oh, that was not a fish, folks. I wish a fish would come along and knock us out of it. Oh, I think we're gonna break off. We're in it good over there. I set the hook in it good, yep. Well, I popped that line back on us too, didn't I? Daggone, man. Well, there's a lesson for you right there, kids. When you're doing this and you're throwing a hook around trees into brush and stuff, you're gonna break off. You're gonna lose some jig heads. So we're gonna retie right here right quick. I'll get my scissors to work. What I do, I'll show you this. In my life jacket, I keep a little plastic box, and it's got some hooks. And 1/64 ounce is the size I throw the most, so that's what most of them are in here. Here is a 1/32 with a number 2 size hook, and I got a little larger trout magnet head in there too. But I just keep those right here in my life jacket. So when I do break off, they're very convenient to get to. What ain't convenient is seeing that dang, I swear the eyes of the jig heads get smaller every year. Another channel member of mine, Will and Lynn Loy, they've been supporters of my channel for ages. They've got me a pair of reader glasses so that I can see. It magnifies things, and they are in my other kayak. This kayak here don't have any storage, so I try to keep everything super minimal on here, but I've got them dang glasses. They're in my Old Town kayak with the pedal drive. It has that little storage container, storage area there, and so I've got them in the end. We obviously need them out here today. We're gonna pinch this one in half. This is another pretty fat red worm right here. What we may do, this wind is pushing us very lightly down through here. We may just let it take us. Just cast as we go along. It's gonna be a chore. I tell you, you know, the sun over here, it's lightening up over here behind. Look at that. It looks clear over that way. But the news is calling for bad storms this afternoon. They're saying we might get high winds and hail and everything, so maybe we got some time before it moves in. The wind, though, is going to be our challenge. The wind will be what blows us off the water first, because when it kicks up, we're not going to be able to feel the bait. It's going to have a huge bow in our line. We're going to have a hard time feeling the bites. The wind is probably the biggest challenge when you're ultralight fishing. The light line, like it's just, the wind ain't your friend, as I like to say. But we're kind of getting to the point of year now where most days you don't really have that much wind around here. Our springs in East Tennessee are very windy. But once we get past that early spring time period, it usually slacks off, and at least in the morning time hours, you can get out and just be calm most days. And so it's a good time to get out and ultralight fish and just get out here and beat the banks and catch a bunch of fish, man. We've already got several in the little short time we've been fishing here. And that's fish. Once I got caught up with him, he was coming right at us. Had to work it down a little deeper, but let's see what he is. Is it going to be a blue? That's a bluegill. That's another one we're going to throw in the bucket here. Yeah, buddy. That's another one that's a good size for a catfish bait, but not so big that I don't want to keep him. And he left the worm on, even better. I did not bring my live bait container. I am a little bit turned off on live baits right now. Let's get into that story, folks. Yesterday, what a day, man. Yesterday was an ordeal. I'm gonna walk you through step by step of everything that went wrong with my day yesterday. It was one of those days I maybe should have just stayed in bed. Things just kept going wrong. And we all have days like that, right? Like, life is full of good days and bad. Some days things just go your way, you get lucky, you catch some breaks, good things happen. Other times, like a day like I had yesterday, things just keep going wrong. So let me tell you what happened, and specifically why we're not keeping any live baits today. So yesterday morning, I get up to go fishing. I'm going catfishing. And a couple days prior, I had done some ultralight fishing, and I had got on some shell cracker. I'd kept some. I had like 4 shell cracker and some bluegill, and I kept them alive in my bucket aerator. So I was going to take them out yesterday and try to feed them to a flathead. And so I've been on a good bite lately for blue cats, but I was wanting a flathead yesterday. So I went to a different area that I'd had success for flatheads, and oh, let's fish. This fish right here, he don't want to be fed to no flathead, but he might be tomorrow, because if we can go, because he's going to go in our bucket too. Here, he's another good one, man. These bluegill, I'm telling you, buddy, this one here, lengthwise he's probably 7 inches or so, probably 7.5. But look how thick he is. Look at the meat on him, man. That's a good healthy bluegill right there. I'd like to make another throw right in there too, that little pocket area there, as the wind moves us along. Let me see if back us up here a minute, and then I'm gonna go up there long enough to make another throw right there. So I hit a different place. I left fish to go find fish, first off, which you ain't supposed to do. Well, I done it. Well, I get to the water yesterday. One of my big shell cracker in a bucket, he's dead. The others don't look like they're doing too particularly well. Like, I overcrowded that bucket. So my mistake, I screwed up with that, right? So one of them shell crackers is dead. I put another one on. And I'm out there, and I ain't doing worth a flip, man. I ain't hardly catching nothing. I finally come across a school of blues. And that shell cracker, the blue that got hooked, I don't think could actually eat that shell cracker, because I mean, that shell cracker was 10, 11 inches long, but I guess the blue cat hit it. I thought I had one on right there, but I didn't. I guess he hit it and ended up getting hooked, so there goes another shell cracker, right? Well, my phone starts ringing, dinging there. It's my neighbor. And my neighbor lost his job last year. And he decided to go work for himself. He started like a little handyman service and pressure washing and all this stuff. And so every time I see him, he's pestering the hell out of me, trying to get some work out of me. So a few months ago, I let him replace my steps on my porch. It was at a time they were kind of needing to be changed. Now, he had been out there insulting my steps forever, wanted to do the job, so I let him do it. He did a pretty good job. He's not a carpenter or anything, but I mean, he figured it out and done a pretty good job. Took him all day to do it. build 3 steps. He was out there like 5 or 6 hours to get the job done, but I mean, he got it done. They're a little wobbly. I mean, the steps are, my patio area ain't perfectly level. And you know, I'm sure real carpenters deal with that kind of thing all the time and are able to work around such a thing. But you know, my neighbor, that ain't his trade. He's not an actual carpenter, so it ain't a big deal. You step on them a certain way, like you feel them move a little bit. But overall, he did good. So anyway, he wanted to pressure wash my house. Every time he comes up there, he's insulting my house, talking about how dirty it is and whatnot. So I was like, fine, you know, whatever. Well, he's calling me. He's texting me there while I'm out there fishing. I'd moved everything off my carport so he can pressure wash the concrete. Well, now that stuff's in his way of where he wanted to park his trailer. So he wants to know if he can drive through my yard, which I don't give a damn, you know, drive through it. Just quit texting me while I'm trying to film, you know. So I get back to fishing and I ain't doing worth a flip, man. Like, I'm a dink or two here and there. Like, it ain't a trip I want to post. And it starts raining, like pouring down rain. I'm like, you know what, heck with it. I'm going to the house. We're just gonna scrap the day here. So I get back to the ramp that I launched from. It's pouring down rain, but I'm trying to take care of the baits I have left because I got them 2 shell cracker that's still in my bucket, and I got some bluegill in there. So I switch out my water, and I'm gonna try to keep them things alive for the next trip. So, you know, he texted me again, said he's done with my house. Great. Well, I'm on my way home, driving down the highway, and the car in front of me all of a sudden just lays on the brakes, comes to a complete stop. I mean, it's a highway, 55 miles an hour. Lays on the brakes right in the middle of the road, screeching stop, and then sits there, turns on his blinker. And of course, I've got to lay on the brakes too and come to a complete stop, keep from rear-ending the guy. Well, when I hit the brakes abruptly, there he is, he hit it once. I missed him and then he come back for it. That's another bluegill right there. It's a pretty good size. Come here, bluegill. You gonna go with us too. We'll keep a few more bluegill here. I don't know how many we got in there. I need to look at that. I don't want to keep too many, but I want enough that if we get to go tomorrow, we'll have plenty. So I got to lay on the brakes anyway, and I turned my bucket over. I was in my car. I was in my Old Town kayak yesterday. I was towing it, and my bucket turns over in the car. So 5 gallons of water and my live baits come out of the bucket in the back area of my car there. I'm pissed, man. I'm cussing up that guy in front of me. Now he's sitting there with his he turns the signal on. I think he was like a delivery driver or something. And I guess he missed the driveway and just laid on the brakes, and he's wanting me to back up so he can get in that damn driveway. I'm cussing, you know, I'm pissed because I got water everywhere in my car. I'm like, it literally splashed forward up to the little change area between the seat there, the console. I got it full of water because all that water come flying forward. I got fish flopping back there behind me, my live baits. And like I told you, I never get shell cracker. Like, that's a rare treat for me to get such a thing. It ain't a rare treat for me to get a snag over here though. Let's see if we can work this free. I think we're in this tree right here. So anyhow, like, I'm not backing up for this guy. So we're just sitting there at a standstill. Well, finally he pulls forward and pulls up into the next driveway. I guess so he could turn around. But man, I've got water everywhere, fish flopping behind me. Like, there it comes. Right, where's it at? There it is, okay. We lost our worm, but we got our jig. So, anyway, now we've lost our bait, and I'm pretty good ways away from the water. Like, it ain't like I can just turn around and go back to the, golly, bum, we're gonna have a hard time getting out of here with the wind blowing like it is. You might hear some cuss words out of me right now if we can't get turned around. There we go. Now we got it going right. Let's get us another worm on there. It's that tree. That tree stole us a worm. That tree likes to eat worms too, apparently. So, by the time I was able to get to some water again to put in that bucket, my baits, they were too far gone. So now we've lost our live baits, right? And I'm pissed about it. Well, I get on home, and I'm sorting out the mess in my car. It's a damn mess, man. I look back at my kayak. My graph is dangling off the side of the kayak. I guess, I don't know when it happened on the way home, but the ram ball, I've got it attached with like a ram ball mount. The base of the ram ball, the plastic on there, broke off, like broke away from the bolt. So my fish finder's dangling off the side of the kayak the whole way home, beating against the side there. The only thing that saved it, thankfully, was the power cord. That was the only thing that was the only reason it was still on. So I'm like, damn, now I got to replace that mount. Now, I didn't try turning on the graph yet. I hope it still works after beating and banging against the kayak. I didn't even think about that at the time. So I'm like, damn, man, it ain't my day, right? Well, I finish up with that, and of course the car's a mess. Like, it's gonna take a while to dry out the car. Like, that ain't gonna be a quick fix. And it's gonna stink to high heaven too, because it's nasty river water. But I get up on my porch, and my neighbor, he had pressure washed the house, concrete and everything. He had sent me before and after pictures, whatnot. Everything was looking okay. I get up on the porch, hell, he ain't even done it. The area on my back porch there, like the siding of the house, when he would come over and insult me, how dirty my house was, like that's what he would point to, the area on my back porch. He didn't even do it. So I sent him a picture. I'm like, I think you missed a spot. He's like, oh my God, I completely forgot. I'm like, you're a real damn professional here. You knew pressure washing service here, and you leaving half the house undone. so he's gonna come back over and do it, right? So he gets back over there, and as soon as he gets to my house, the skies open up again. It's pouring down rain. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna wait a minute before I go out here and get everything hooked back up again. So he's sitting there talking to me. Well, my neighbor's a talker. Like every time he comes over, I lived at my house. I've lived there 19 years now. Him and I have been neighbors the whole time. I just met him last year, and now he randomly pops by. He's one of those pop-in people. And every time he comes over, it's like an hour-long conversation, hour and a half sometimes. So I'm out there talking to him, and I got stuff to do yesterday, but you know, I'm got a little time, so I'm being polite. And it's pouring down rain. He don't want to get out there and hook up his equipment right then anyway, so you know, I'm talking to him. And my neighbor's one of those people that is very easily triggered. And when I'm in situations where I'm talking to someone who is very easily enraged, I can't help myself. I will antagonize those people. And so I've learned, I've had enough conversations with him, I know how to push his buttons. If I can just work a conversation into something about government overreach, he melts down. And so I had him riled up, man. I had him going. I had him saying cuss words. And meanwhile, the clock's ticking. Time keeps going. Oh, I had one. And, you know, it's getting to a point like, man, I need to get some stuff done. Well, finally the rain slacks off. This is an hour and a half into it, of course. And he gets out there and gets to work. So I go in the house while he's spraying my siding there on the back porch. And he's doing my door, my kitchen door. My kitchen door, I've got like a real door and then a glass door that goes out to the porch there. And he's washing all that. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting there on the couch and I hear water dripping. I look up, I guess where he's pounding that door with the pressure washer, and it's like vibrating or whatever, and he's getting up around the top of it, water is getting forced up through that area, and it's coming over the other side. So water and his cleaning chemicals and all that's coming down on my damn hardwood floors over there. I'm like, hey, stop, you know, a minute. You get water everywhere, so clean all that mess up. And of course, he's been there a long time now. And he's like, man, you mind if I use your bathroom? I'm like, oh my God, you know, because the guest bathroom at my house, we've got the litter robot for the cats. We've got it in there. So you can't really use that bathroom right now because that litter robot takes up so much space in front of the toilet. And we never have, me and my girl, we never have guests over because we don't like people. So it ain't a big deal. We never use that bathroom. Well, I can't turn him down. I mean, you gotta go to the bathroom, you gotta go. So, he's gotta come in my house and go through my bedroom into the main bathroom there. And I don't like sharing a shitter with nobody, man. I tell my girlfriend, I tell her I don't even like sharing a shitter with her. A man needs his own throne. But anyway, I gotta let him go to the bathroom. So anyway, by the time he finishes up and we've talked and yada, 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 and he leaves my property, we're almost 3 hours into it. I mean, it took up the whole, afternoon. And a big part of it was my fault because I antagonized him. I got him on a rant, and he has a hard time, when he gets riled up, he has a hard time coming down from it. And I've learned this about him, and I can't help myself. So it was my fault he was there so long, but he was there all freaking day. So I go about my day. I'm getting some other stuff done. It dawns on me, I'm like, well, if he's blasted water through the kitchen door, the glass door, onto the floor, I bet he done it in my living room as well, because the other door, again, I've got a door and then a glass door. Sure enough, it's soaking wet there too, where I guess he pounded it with the pressure washer. So I cleaned that up, and I'm getting other stuff done around the house and whatnot. And later on that afternoon, I'm going out to my garden and check on it and see how things are doing. And I walk around that side of the porch, and this is another mistake I made yesterday. I didn't inspect his work. He had sent me before and after pictures for him to post on his social media or whatever, his new business page. So I didn't actually go and look at the house. I took a quick glance at the pictures. I'm like, oh, it's pressure washing the house. How the hell you screw that up? I walk around the other side of my porch and I look, I'm like, this looks awful. Like there's dirt everywhere. Like it's run down the side of the house. Like it looks worse now than it did before he started. Well, y'all know how this is when you get them dirt daubers, I guess, and stuff, and they get up under your siding, and then when you pressure wash it, you'll have like dirt come out from the siding panels. And so all that had washed down after he had pressure washed it, and now it's like you got these mud streaks all the way down the siding around my house. And so I sent him a message. I'm like, this looks terrible. And he's like, oh, well, you just need to take a water hose to it. And I'm like, my God, I've just paid this guy to clean the house. Now I got to wash it myself. So I'm out there, spending an hour. Oh, I've cast in that tree too. Oh, crap. Y'all have cast into another tree. You got me fired up about this. Boy, we about put our eye out again. It's a wonder we didn't break off there. Lost her worm. Boy, we've went a long time without catching fish now. I've gotten fired up with this story, and I ain't letting that worm sink down far enough. That's what it is. I'm going to try to be better while I tell you this story. I'm getting triggered talking about my neighbor getting triggered. So anyway, I got to go and wash my house after I've paid him to wash it. Overpaid him, by the way, because the last time I had my house pressure washed, I paid a guy half as much. And I told him that too. I'm like, I'm paying a premium to help you out because you're starting this new business, but like I could get this done for half the price. But anyhow, I wash the house off and get all that dirt off there and go about my day. And you know, it's just one thing after another yesterday. I go back in the house, I work out, and before I hop in the shower, I'm gonna clean out the cat's litter box. We got that litter robot, and I'd gotten a message there. It sends you a notification on your phone when it's time to clean the box or empty the liner there, the bag. And I remembered I'd got it like the day before, and I'd forgot to do it. It's like, well, I got to do that. And I go in there to the litter robot, pull out that drawer, and I'm like, well, hell, this thing ain't on. Like there's no power to it. I push the button, there's no power to it. Like the damn litter robot's door. Well, I look up and I'm like, we've got an air purifier in there too. It's not on either. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, the breaker's flipped right there because the electrical outlet there in the bathroom has one of them buttons you push. And usually if I vacuum, I will trigger that breaker on that outlet. And I'd vacuumed the day before, so I was like, well, I'd probably flip that breaker there when I done that. But I'm pushing that button and it don't want to push. Like normally you push that button and you'll hear a click and it resets and you've got power to the outlet again. Well, it's not doing it. It's not, the button, you're pushing and pushing and pushing and it just ain't, you ain't hearing that click. And meanwhile, I got no power. And I'm like, well, hell, is it the breaker? Is it, oh, there's a fish. Finally got us another one. Might be the smallest one of the day. I go outside to my main breaker box there and I'm like, well, nothing's wrong out here. Nothing's messed up here. Nothing's flipped. So I go back in, I'm messing with it some more. I'm like, I can't get this, like the button, it just won't push. Like it's not, there's another one, 2 in a row. I guess it might be a little bigger than, well, maybe not. He's fighting harder than the last one. Oh, a bass is after him. Look, a bass. You see him? That bass followed him up. He chased him out. Hell, that bass wasn't much bigger than the bluegill, but that bluegill, he was going to town out there acting erratically, and he got that bass fired up, man. Let's go over there and see if we can catch 3 in a row. Let's see if we can get a streak going. I said the streak word, now we won't catch another one probably. But anyhow, I can't, there he is. Oh, he dropped it. Let's see if we can let it sink down and catch another one. Don't want to ruin our streak. He's got it. 3 in a row. Let's sit right here and see if we can get us a streak going. See how many we can catch right here. There's definitely some fish. The 3 bluegill we've got right here. None of them have been very big, but streaks are fun, man. So last night, anyway, I can't get power to this outlet. I had one hit me. There he is. Oh, we broke our streak. I lost him right there. Dang. Dadgummit. So I'm watching videos last night how to replace an outlet. I think maybe the switch there, the breaker, and it's gone bad. So that's my project today. On the way home today, I'm gonna stop by Home Depot because I know if I call an electrician, you know damn well it's gonna be at least $500. They're gonna charge you $200 or $300 just to come out to your house and diagnose the problem. Then you're gonna pay parts and labor to fix it. Meanwhile, if it is just the outlet, if I just need to replace that outlet, that's a $20 fix and some of my time. And I've watched a YouTube video, so now I'm an electrician. I'm basically an expert. So if y'all hear on the news tonight that a local East Tennessee YouTuber has electrocuted himself and burned down his house, you'll know something went wrong with me trying to replace this outlet. The videos online it seems like a pretty simple job. Turn off the power to it, which I'm gonna just flip the main breaker for the house because I don't know exactly which breaker controls that bathroom. So I'm just gonna do the main breaker of the house, screw it from the wall and just screw the new wires in to the new, everything's labeled on there. It seems like a pretty simple job from watching the videos. So I'm gonna try that today before we call an electrician. I'm hoping it's truly just that, just a simple fix. Let's keep this bluegill here too. But yesterday, folks, I mean, just my whole day yesterday, things just kept from getting rained on, not doing worth a crap fishing, turning the bait bucket over in the car, damn near wrecking, fish finder mount breaking, my neighbor all afternoon, me having to rewash the house after I've paid double for having him wash the house, then the damn electrical outlet. I'm like, man, I told my girlfriend last night, like, I don't want to leave the house again tonight, honey. Like, I'm fearing for my life if I leave. Something's going to go wrong. This is like Final Destination type stuff here. Like, things just kept happening yesterday. And we've all had days like that, right? Where things just keep going wrong. And we've had days where all things keep going right too. But yesterday was one of those days for me, like things just kept happening. But that was my final commitment for my neighbor. I'd hired him for my steps and I'd hired him to clean my house, and hopefully I'm done with him for a little while. I've liked his Facebook page, so he wanted me to follow his Facebook page, and so I pulled it up on there, right there in front of him, and I hit the like button. He said, no, you got to follow it. I'm like, I hit the like button. That automatically lets you follow it. He's like, no, you got to, I mean, he's showing me how. I'm like, you see, you go to following, and it says default, because you've hit the like button. He's like, but it didn't update on my followers. It was at 103 before you hit it, and it's still at 103. I'm like, I think it takes a few minutes before it's going to update. I don't think it's necessarily instantly. So I had to unfollow and then follow again to prove that it wasn't going to change instantly for him on there. And finally, he messaged me last night. So did I update it? I got 104 now. I was like, Wendell, I kind of do social media a lot. I'm not very good at it, but I know the basics on here. Oh, there it comes. Good, we got it out. Thought we might lose another jig head here. I don't want to lose no more jig heads. All right. I want to toss right back up in there. You think we can get a cast back? Oh, we did. Let's see what we get right there. Let out a little bit more line. Watch us not get anything. I'm so excited about that cast. Watch us not get anything. So, bottom line is, y'all, after the live bait escapades yesterday, I have decided, coming out here today, obviously I need some more bait since ruined that yesterday. I've decided we're just going to not do some live baits on the next trip. I may not do live baits again until my car dries out. I mean, I literally, y'all, I had standing water in the change thing of my console. It flew, it like splattered up to my windshield. And that's on me. Like, I should have used a bungee to secure that thing. But, and it's this kind of thing, it's happened to me before. I've had to lay on the brakes, and it's just one of them things, Thank God I didn't rear end the guy. I mean, he just just laid on the brakes. He didn't turn his turn signal on until after he was at a complete stop in the road. And I think he just did that because he was like trying to communicate to me that he wanted to turn in the driveway that he had just passed and wanted me to back up. And of course, by that point in time, I was so pissed off, I wasn't going to do anything to help him out. but just laid on the brakes, middle of the damn road. It was raining, and thank God I didn't rear end him. Could have been bad. So things could have been worse yesterday. You know, the silver lining is, one, we had that incident, but I didn't actually wreck. So that's positive. My fish finder mount broke, but I didn't lose the fish finder going down the highway. So, you know, there was some positives, but I'm a glass half empty kind of guy. I'm a pessimist. I'm a skeptic. So when bad things happen, it's hard for me to focus on the silver linings. It's easy for me to focus on the bad stuff. That's just how I am. You're either born that way or not. Like, you don't, it's not a nature versus nurture type thing. Like, it's not your environment that makes you that way. It's just your genetics. You're born with it. You're either a polypositive or a negative Nancy. And I'm more of a negative Nancy. I try to fight it. I try not to be that way. I try to be positive. I surround myself with positive people, but there's fish. Because I don't want to have the negativity in my life. But you just are who you are at the end of the day. This is going to be a pretty good one right here. If this is a bluegill, it's going to be a good one. Oh, it is. That's a nice one right there. That is a nice one. Man. It's another one that's got some, it's not super long, but he's thick, man. He's got some meat on him. I'm gonna use my forceps from old DT Knox right here. Channel member is coming up clutch for me. Nice. Throw him in the cooler. Still got our worm on there too. Let's throw back over there. Speaking of neighbors and channel members, so one of my other channel members was the Loys. I just mentioned them there earlier about my reading glasses they'd sent me a couple years ago. They also, Will has sent me a bilge pump for my other kayak. And I didn't know this was coming. But I get a knock on my door the other day, and it's my neighbor from across the road. And I've lived at my property 19 years. I've never talked to that guy. We're always friendly. I think we have a mutual respect for each other because we keep our yards looking nice. Like, if one of us is outside and the other one's mowing, we'll throw up a hand. We'll wave at each other. If one of us is mowing and the other's driving up the road, like, we wave. We're friendly, but we've never spoken before. 19 years. He's lived there the whole time. I've lived there the whole time. 19 years. We've never had a conversation. Well, I get a knock on my door the other day, and it's him. And he says, "Is this you?" And he hands me a package. And I'm like, oh, I got hit twice, man. I got hit twice right here. I'm gonna let that thing sink back down. I think he's back on it again. He's got it now. Oh, this is another one, right? Oh, that's another one that's gonna pull some drag, buddy. They're out a little deeper right there off them rocks that have broken off. Oh, that's a bass. I saw the length of it. I thought, boy, that's, oh, and he spit it. Dadgummit, I botched that. That was a bass. I thought it was a bluegill or shell cracker. Like, boy, that's a massive one. And I saw it was a bass, and I botched that one, y'all. That's on me. But he hands me that package, and he says, "Is this you?" And I look at the name on it. I'm like, yeah, that's me, but I ain't ordered nothing. I don't know what it would be. And he said, well, last night I was sitting on my porch, and the Amazon person, I saw him deliver it to the house. Like, him and I, our houses aren't in perfect alignment. Like, he's across the road from me, but he's kind of down a little bit. And then there's another house that's down just from him that's kind of, it's real run down and abandoned. Nobody's lived there in forever. And he said, I saw an Amazon driver drop off a package there in front of that house. And he said, I thought it seemed odd that they would put it there because nobody's lived there in forever. And of course it rained on it all night out there, but he said if it's still there in the morning, I was going to go get it and make sure it was wasn't meant to be delivered somewhere else. And of course it was still there, so he come and got it, and it was to me. I'm like, well, I don't know. I didn't order this. I opened it up, and it's that bilge pump. And so I messaged the Lynn Loy, because most of the time if somebody sends me something, it comes to my P.O. box. Very few people have my home address, and they do. And I thought maybe it was them, and it was. But 19 years I've lived there. Never talked to that guy before, but he brought me my package. Thank God for nosy neighbors. If he hadn't been sitting on his porch and seen that delivery go to that house and think, that's interesting. That's the kind of thing I would do. I think I would get along well with this guy, actually. He seems like a pretty good guy, although we'll probably never talk to each other again. But he seems like a pretty good guy. He might be the only neighbor in my neighborhood that I'm currently getting along with. The girl beside me, I like her pretty good. She got, I guess it was her kid's birthday recently, and she's got them a dirt bike and a four-wheeler. And so they're riding that. It's going to be a annoying summer having to listen to that while we out there trying to enjoy a peaceful evening on the back porch. Listen to zoom, zoom, zoom all the time. But her and I get along pretty good. The kid in front of me, I think I've told you all that story recently. This may be a rerun if I have. His daddy was over on Bobcat, stole some gravel out of my driveway. I'm pissed at him for that. So him and I we will never get along because his daddy's waged war. You don't steal from me. I hate thieves. And his daddy's done stole my gravel to pack in a ditch, which is now down on the highway. After that hard rain we had the other day, it washed out everything he done. Just washed my gravel down. Pissed me off. So I'm never going to get along with him. So, and of course the people beside me, I call them Sanford & Son because their house is like a damn junkyard over there. There's crap strung out everywhere. I've hated them from the start. So you get to a point in life, folks, where you have to ask the question, am I the problem? You know what I mean? Like, the old saying, if you got a problem with everybody, it ain't everybody that's the problem. And I've had a problem damn near everybody in my neighborhood at some point. So I'm beginning to think that I'm the issue. But you know what? I just like being left the hell alone. Just leave me be. Don't mess with me. I'm quiet. I keep my yard mowed. I keep my property looking good. You're not going to hear me blaring loud music out there. I'm not having parties. The cops aren't coming to my house all the time. Just leave me alone. Don't interfere with my little sanctuary. And when people steal from me, or they park an RV right on the property line and have people illegally living there like my other neighbors did for a while, it's just, they're begging for me to hate them. And it don't take much for me to dislike somebody. I'm not a people person anyway. That's why it's so difficult when my neighbor, pressure wise, he's a good guy. Like I'm talking crap about him today, but I talk crap to him to his face, so he would expect it. But I mean, he's a good guy. He's a good dude, and trying to make something for himself after losing his job there last year. I admire that. That's got respect for somebody that willing to go out there and chase something for themselves. But he's a pop-in person, man. Like, he'll just pop in, unexpected, no call, no text, just be knocking at your door. And I'm not a pop-in person. Like, for me to have social interaction, I have to build up to it. Like, I have to mentally prepare for the social interaction. So, like, I need notice. I have to get myself in the right frame of mind. And it's hard for me. It's hard for me to catch a fish right now, too. We were wearing them out on down through here, and we've had some dry spells as we've drifted along. It's getting cloudy again now here, folks, though. I thought it was going to clear off. The sun had popped out. Now we're getting cloudy again. But as the clouds have moved in, the wind has slacked off, so there's that. Oh, what's a fish? I think this might be a bass. Feel some head shakes. I went to pick up on it and it give a little bit, but didn't really pull back. And I'm like, and then it started. I think we got a bass right here. He can come up jumping. Oh, it is bass. Now jump. There you go. Well, he don't want to jump, apparently. You could put on a show for us, large jaw. Come in here. Another one here that ain't quite as big as we would need him to be to keep him. I will totally keep a largemouth bass for catfish bait today if we catch one that is legal size, but that one there ain't gonna quite measure up. And we'll send him on. We're definitely gonna catch some bass down through here, though. If there's bass here, they're gonna eat a worm. The original Cinco. My buddy Promines, Eric Romines, he used to post on YouTube, but I don't think he's posted in a long time. I think he kind of give up on it. But he throws the Cinco a lot. He's really good at it. He's won some money in tournaments, but he will get out here and skip them Cincos up under the, well, like what we're doing today out here in front of these trees and stuff. And he's caught some big bass doing that. But what we're doing here is the original Cinco. Like, we don't need a plastic worm. We got the real thing. We ain't fishing no tournament. So we can use live bait. I honestly don't, oh boy, he hit it right away. As soon as it hit the water, that fish was on it. I honestly don't know why more bass fishermen don't use live bait. Now I know, look, if you're tournament fishing, I think really all bass tournaments have the, can't get my words out. You know what I'm trying to say. Bass tournaments don't allow live bait. I don't know any bass tournament that allows it. So I get that, like you can't use live bait in a tournament. 2 in a row. There's some fish right over here, folks. Between them 2 trees, there's a tree right here that comes out and one right over there. And I've made 2 casts right between them 2 trees right now, and we've got 2 fish in a row. That's another one, ate it kind of deep. We may have to, this one ain't quite big enough that I would want to keep necessarily, but we may have to, because I think he's got it down a little deeper than, bear with me a second here, folks, while I do some surgery. There we go. Yeah, he's bleeding a little bit there. Let's put him in the cooler. Oh man. Dang, y'all, I broke my line while I was doing surgery. But thankfully I didn't lose the jig head. Let me back up here while I do this, while I retie. The worm and the jig head landed here on the side of the kayak. I broke the dang line while I was getting it out. But what I don't get about bass fishermen, even the tournament guys, it's like you would think, oh God, that thing's small. There it is. You would think they would use some live bait on their practice days. Like, yeah, you can't use live bait in tournaments, but you can, there's no, to my knowledge, no rules saying you can't use it on pre-fishing days. And it seems like that would help them find some areas with some better quality bass that maybe they wouldn't be getting on artificials, and then go back on tournament day and kind of key in on those areas. I mean, what the hell do I know? I'm not a bass fisherman. I'm not any good at it. I catch several when I'm ultralight fishing, whether I'm throwing the plastics or a live bait. I mean, we I catch a fair number of bass throughout the year. And I have done, I mean, I've done some bass fishing tournaments and I've won some money. I've lost more than I've won, certainly. But I have cashed in some tournaments and just doing what I do. I mean, I've had some decent days of bass fishing. But live bait for bass it's so much more effective. I mean, yeah, you may not, just because of the number of casts and having to rebait and stuff, like you may catch more, when you're on a place where there's a good concentration of bass and you go out there, maybe you throw a Ned rig or something and you can just keep casting and keep catching fish. Like maybe you might catch more with artificials, but your big bass, like, I mean, you're going to catch more big fish more frequently on live bait. At least that's my opinion on it anyway. Now with the forward-facing sonar stuff, I guess maybe, oh, well, we broke our streak. They stole our worm. I guess the forward-facing sonar, if you're good at that, then, you know, maybe you can get an artificial and get them to eat it in front of them. But for people like me and you right now, just out here beating the banks, like, what's going to be better for us to catch a big bass? Is it going to be throwing a live bait down through here or throwing plastic bait? Like, what do you think? What do you think gives us the best chance today? Personally, I think it's throwing a live bait. Like, I think if we come down through here and we just threw a big night crawler all down through here, I think we would probably have a better chance at busting a 4 or 5 pound bass today than what we would throwing a lure, artificial lure of some kind. There's another fish over between them trees. That's one. Let's see if we can get another streak going right here. You got any friends over at Bluegill? I think you do. I don't know how many fish we've caught today. Back when I had comments on this channel, the only people that can comment now on this channel are when I do channel member videos. My channel members themselves can comment. But back when there were comments on my channel, there was a fella named Fishing Key Largo was his screen name. There's one. Ooh. That's another one that's got some energy to him here. I think it's going to be a bluegill, but it's going to be another. Well, he ain't as big as I thought. He's big enough for us to keep, but I thought he was going to be a little bigger based on the fight. But my guy there fishing Key Largo, he would keep track of the stats on these ultralight videos. He would count the number of casts I made, number of fish I caught, different species. Like, it was like a, you know, like when you go to a baseball game and you keep the box score. It was like that. He was awesome. Unfortunately, I lost contact with him there, my comments being turned off, but I don't know if he still watches now or not, but he used to keep up with all that. Me, I can't keep a running tally in my head while I'm out here fishing, and I've thought about getting one of them clickers, but I'd probably forget to push the button. Knowing me, I'd probably forget to do it, and we still wouldn't know how many fish I caught at the end of the day. I'm gonna try to get this turned back around. Oh, one hit me right there. I thought we was breaking the streak, and one hit me. I think it's a bass. One hit me right then. Yeah, it is a bass. Large jaw. Swimming that worm, bringing it back to us. Bring you on in here. Another small one. Threw my worm off just then. Large jaw. Go on out of here. Think about what you've done, throwing my worm off. Let's take that little piece off. Hell, I may go over there and throw another cast between them trees. The wind has just stopped, man. It was starting to blow, and now it is The clouds have moved in and it is flat calm right here where we're at. It's perfect for ultralight fishing right now. Absolutely perfect. You couldn't ask for better conditions. We can cast out, let this thing sink down, and not have any bow in our line whatsoever that's going to interfere with us being able to feel that bait. I'm going to go back here. We're going to just pedal backwards here a second and get back over here to where I can make a cast at this. Bear with me here, folks. There we go. All right. Now let's throw over there again. I thought we was going to break our streak there, but that bass saved the day. See if I can break it this time. I didn't cast over as far as what I wanted to. Just have to let it drop down. Something splashing right here in front of us. I don't know if that's shad or small skip. There's been some small skipjack. I brought my skipjack rods, but I ain't seen no bigger skipjack in a while. Yeah, we're gonna break our, I need to make a better cast. We're gonna get the streak going again right here. I'm gonna make a cast closer up there to the shore. That one there is gonna get us bit, folks. Somebody go get your granny's change purse out of her pocketbook. Bet me a shiny nickel we're gonna catch one on that cast. Call you bookie in Vegas right now. Well, if you've bet against me here, you liable to win one. Well, we ain't got bit with it yet. I'll go a long ways to win a bet. I'll let that thing sit there all daggone day I'm gonna let you have this one though. I'm gonna let you have that nickel. Doggone worm, you made me look bad, worm. I bet on you. You're supposed to get eaten. Worm let me down. We'll just keep making our way along. You can see there's all kinds of trees and debris and stuff that's falling down in the water here. We'll just keep making our way on down. I don't know how far are we into this mess. I ain't gonna leave this video running too terribly long today. I kind of been lately at the point, it's like trying to focus more on, I'm still filming, I'm still doing the YouTube stuff, trying to focus more on me. Like the day I got the shell cracker, I wasn't filming. I'm just focusing on me, you know. Oh, that's a fish. I thought maybe I was working out of a limb right there. That is a fish. Oh, I think this is a smallmouth. He didn't come flying up, but I saw, oh, there he goes. There he goes. That's a smallmouth right here, folks. Watch him. Oh, this is a pretty good one. This is a pretty good one right here. Listen to that drag. Just take our time right here. Oh, nice smallie. This is the biggest one of the day. We can land him. Don't y'all botch the landing now. I wouldn't mind getting another jump out of him though, even if it does cost us a fish. I like seeing them jump. That's a good one. I think smallmouth have to be 18 inches to keep though. I'm not 100% sure on that. I need to look that up. I think they gotta be 18 inches. So this one's, we won't be keeping this one. But it's a good smallmouth. He's a battle on this ultralight, man. It's fun hooking into bigger fish like this on the ultralight. Just take your time. He's out here away from stuff, so as long as we don't tighten down on the drag or try to horse him in, we should be good as far as not breaking the line. Just got to worry about him possibly spitting that hook maybe if he comes flying up, but I think we're just going to be able to tire him out here and keep easing him out to open water right here. It's fun, man. I'm telling you folks, you never know. You throw a worm or a small plastic lure along these shorelines, you never know what's going to gobble it up. If you just throw a bait, whether it's live or artificial, something that's they're eating all the time or willing to eat all the time. How many red worms do these fish eat? Well, probably not many, but bugs do fall out of trees, and rainstorms do wash worms and other insects off the shore down into the water, so they do eat these things, and they're probably like a little treat to them. Got him. All right, biggest smallmouth of the day so far. Nice. Oh, small jaw. You even got her worm still on there. Let me pull out the measuring board for him one time. Let's see what we got. 14 inches, no, 15 inch smallmouth. Nice, buddy. I'll tell you what. Oh, smallmouth with the sun popping out right now. Do you want to be on the thumbnail? Let's see if we can get the camera fixed here, folks. Let's see if we can hold him out there. Let me turn. You know, hang on, smallmouth. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Let me turn him this way. I want to get that cooler out of the frame. We try and do YouTube crap here, folks. This is damn YouTube stuff. Y'all don't give a damn about this. We got to do it quick, too, before that sun goes behind another cloud. You got to get him in the light. He's gonna want payment for this too, I guarantee it. Oh, my head keeps putting a shadow on him. We've botched this. It's gonna be too dark anyway. Get on out of here, smallmouth. You ain't gonna get to be the thumbnail, I guarantee you. It's gonna be too dark on that screen when we... Let me back us up now. I wanna get back over and throw some more casts. Daggone YouTube crap. I was about to say, I'm trying to spend more time this year fishing just for me, no camera stuff, than what I have in recent years. It's my time on YouTube. I'm kind of starting to wind it down a little bit, and still gonna post videos, obviously, but maybe not as frequently, and spend more time just fishing for me. So, that smallmouth right there, he's gonna watch the video and see if he's the thumbnail. And I don't know if he's gonna be. I think it's probably gonna be too dark on the screen. I'm filming with the DJI camera today. And it saves, well, first off, if you get a screenshot off of the video footage, it don't have the same quality as GoPro does. It's not very good. May have to switch this worm out in a second. Ain't much of it left. But it's always dark when you do it too. It's weird, it's dark. It's dark on the screen. But when I do these long videos like this, I can't use the GoPro because it'll overheat and shut down. We'd done be overheated by now if we had the GoPro. So you're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't. Here comes the wind again. That wind, it's gonna be 20 plus, is what they're calling for this afternoon. And then when let's switch out this worm. When the storms hit, we're supposed to have some really high wind gusts. So if this wind kicks up 10, 15 miles an hour, like, oh, our ultralight fishing will be pretty well done for. I'll go out with a little bit, like the wind like it's blowing right now, I'll try to ultralight fish in it. But if it's a real windy day, unless I can hide from it, I don't usually even attempt. because I know it's just going to be, you're going to spend more time fighting the wind than you are fish. That's really the one condition. Muddy water's tough too if you're doing an ultralight presentation, but you can still catch fish in muddy water, but the wind is the one thing. Well, what have we got here? I threw over there by that tree. Is this another bass? It's another bass right here. Let's back up. I think it's another smallmouth. That's another nice smallmouth right there too. He ain't as big as the last one, but I mean, it's a pretty good fish. Well, there's some smallmouth right here on this tree, folks. They like them some worms. We're gonna put him, he may be comparable size to the last one. He ain't fighting as hard, at least not yet. He's gonna fight a little bit now. The other one had them jolts of speed. This one ain't done that yet. Unless it's the same damn fish. Wouldn't that be something if we caught the same one in back-to-back casts? Oh, get up under that kayak now. Rubbing that line on the edge of the kayak, that would probably be the end of it. Let's see. Oh, I missed him in the net. Y'all are terrible net, man. Y'all missed that fish. Do you see him jump right over it? Y'all was supposed to get hold of him when he done that. There he is. Now we got him. Man, let's get a hold of that bass. Nice. Well, he ate it kind of deep. I'll try the forceps here. Unfortunately, if you hook a bass deep, oh, he's going to get lucky right here. He's going to get real lucky, I think. Well, I say that. I thought we were going to easily get that right out. There it come. You got lucky, fish. You didn't get it in the gills. You got it kind of back there in the gullet. I think he's going to be okay. So I was about to say, if you do get one kind of deep and you end up hurting it and killing it, you still can't keep it if it's not legal size. Ain't that something? Let's put him on the board, see how he compares to the other one here. Now, he's a little bit longer than the other one, actually. Believe it or not, he's 15.5 inches. So, nice. Nice smallie. Nice coloration on him there. I'll tell you what, let's do. We've drifted down here a little bit while we were fighting him. I want to go back over here and throw on that tree again. That's 2 smallmouth on that tree, and smallmouth are a schooling fish. So let's just mosey back down here. Bear with me, folks. We'll just pedal backwards down here since I've already got us in reverse. All right. Okay. Still got our worm on there too. Let's try it again. I like catching them smallmouth on an ultralight, buddy. Is that the tree right there? Is that the right, am I throwing at the right tree? Hell, they all look the same. I think that's it. I'm gonna need to work that cast a little closer to it though. I think I'm still moving the wrong way. I don't think that's gonna work out for us. Let me try to make a better cast. There we go. That ought to be better. Can't guarantee we'll catch another one, but we at least got more closely on that one than that other cast. That's exciting, man. You know, 15-inch smallmouth, like it You know, it ain't nothing to write home about. You ain't gonna have that thing mounted and hung on your wall. But ultralight setup like this, man, it's fun. You've seen that rod, buddy. It's bent over, it's doubled. Peeling line off there, like that's fun to me. Like, I know a lot of people out there are trophy hunter, fishermen, like they gotta have the biggest possible fish to be able to enjoy themselves. And to each their own. Like, what do I care what you like, you know? I mean, if you want to go out and only target huge fish and not be happy if you don't get one, you know, you got one life to live, man. Do whatever you like, whatever makes you happy. But for me, I certainly like catching big fish. I like catching big catfish, and you know, that's fun. But I can come out here and have a damn good time with smaller fish too, because it's all about your tackle, folks. I quote Randy Goad all the time in these videos, but he nailed it, hit the nail on the head when he said, there's no such thing as a fish too small, only tackle that's too big. Because if you got your tackle set appropriately and you catch 50, what is going on behind us? Did you hear all that? They just dumped something over here on this property behind us. But like Randy said, there's no such thing as a fish too small, tackle too big. You catch a 15-inch smallmouth on an ultralight setup, you're in for a battle, man. That's a good time. And you do this long enough, you're gonna hook some 4 or 5 pound bass. You're gonna hook some 10-pound drum, 10-pound channel cat. Like, you're gonna hook some big fish doing this kind of thing. And when you do, buddy, hang on. It's a good time. Now, I've had this set up here, man. I'm not trying to sell you no rods. I've had this one. I've been doing YouTube for 10 years now, and I've had this rod the whole time. So I know it's over 10 years old. And I've caught thousands of fish with this thing just on video alone, not counting the other trips I've done off video and trips I've done before I started doing YouTube. Like, I've caught thousands upon thousands of fish with this rod. And when I go out, like if I'm going out, now granted today I've got my other rods with me here, my skipjack rods, in case we got on some skipjack or white bass or something like that today. But you could just go out with one rod. We could come out here with just one rod. We can go anywhere and do this. It don't matter. I don't care if you're in a pond, a creek, a lake, a river, whatever. You go out there with an ultralight rod, some small hooks or small jig heads, and either a small plastic or a live bait like a worm, shiner, a minnow, you're gonna catch fish, and you're gonna catch them everywhere. This is all you need. One rod, one reel combo here to just catch fish everywhere you go. And I mean, I love doing this. It's one of my favorite things to do in the world. I love the simplicity of it. I love the action of it. I love how much fun it is just to catch fish on the tackle. But coming out a day like today where, we had one, I lost him. A day like today, I mean, we've caught a bunch of fish. At least, I don't know how many the numbers are, we're not counting, but it feels like we've caught a bunch of fish down through here. It feels like we've had a couple of dead stretches, but they haven't lasted very long. And truth be told, the biggest dead stretch we had there was when I was flapping my gums about all the crap that went wrong yesterday. And I've noticed when I do that, when I get fired up and talking about something, I fish too fast. Whether I'm like out here today with the worm or if I'm throwing the gulp, like I fish too fast. I get to talking, I'm not focused on what I'm doing, so I'm casting out, I'm reeling in. I'm not letting that thing sink down far enough. I'm working it back to me too quickly. Like, that's on me oftentimes when we have them them big long gaps between fish. It's me not paying attention. But even still, you come out and you flap your gums and hang out and just have fun, and you're still going to catch a bunch of fish, man. It's the beauty of this technique and this kind of tackle. Like, it's just, there are so many fish. You know, body of water like this. Again, I'm on Melton Hill today, so this is, I don't know how long the reservoir is. I would imagine it's probably at least 30 to 50 miles, probably, of the Clinch River inside this reservoir. I mean, it would be staggering to think about the number of fish that are in here. I'm not talking about any one specific species, but just if you took every single fish that's in here, throw out the bait fish even, take out the shad, just bluegill, bass, crappie, drum, catfish, etc. If you just counted those fish, it would be in the billions. I mean, literally the billions of fish in here. So when you're throwing a, this setup here, it's got a number 8 size hook, a big percentage of the fish you're going to come across have the ability to get that hook in their mouth. So when you're casting down through here and you have literally billions of fish available in this reservoir, and in most lakes and reservoirs, like, you just have so many more opportunities to catch fish because of the size and the type of fishing that you're doing. The bigger the bait you throw, the heavier the tackle. Are we snagged? Yes, I've picked up on it. I thought it might be a fish. It is not. Another tree pounder here. But it opens up so many more opportunities for you to catch fish. And if you're somebody like me that when you go fishing, you just want to catch fish, it's a great opportunity to do so versus throwing other stuff that, which again, if you were targeting, there we go, we got it. If you were targeting large fish specifically, or a specific species, well then obviously you need to do some other things maybe. And, I mean, if we were specifically bass fishing out here today, it wouldn't be very smart necessarily to use this number 8 size hook, because we're gonna spend a lot of time, as we have, reeling in bluegill. That's going to take time away from when we could be making more casts to try to reach some bass, right? But if you don't care what you catch, you just want to reel in some fish. And the bluegill are fun. Like, I enjoy the hell out of bluegill. You give me a 6-inch bluegill on this setup, it pulls hard and bends the rod over too. It ain't going to maybe bend the rod over as far as a 6-inch bluegill ain't going to fight like a 15-inch smallmouth that we've got, but they still, it's plenty damn hard. Look at that worm up there, buddy. He's lively. He's going to catch us one. Let's throw right over there by that tree. Something's going to eat that worm. He is lively on that hook. Back us up here too. The wind is starting to push us a little bit. I thought for sure there'd be something hanging out by that tree right there. We did not get, oh, something got it right. Oh, that's a skipjack. That's a skipjack right there, folks. Let's get that thing. I want that. He come up and snatched that worm right there. Skipjack on a worm. I'll tell you, everything will eat a daggone worm, folks. Everything. He's a small skipjack. Normally I throw them back this size, but skipjack have been so tough to come by this year. I've had my worst year ever, I think, for skipjack this year. So we're going to keep him. Normally, that size right there, I'd let him go. Did I just get water all over the camera? Well, we got stuff on the camera though, don't we? Y'all gotta holler at me when there's camera screen needs cleaning. How about that though, buddy? Old skipjack eating a worm. He surprised me too. I was just reeling it in to make another cast and he snatched it. I wasn't ready for it. It's a good thing I ain't got to pee. I might have wet my britches. Let's thread another one on here. I'm gonna put a little bigger worm on this one and throw out. That one's lively too, buddy. Let's throw over there by them. Oh, let's not, because I've got my line. Boy, a boat's going by, and I've made a fool of myself here trying to cast, folks. Let's try that again. It always, if you're going to make a fool of yourself with a lousy cast, it's always going to happen when there's a boat going by. Never fails, does it? That's a pretty big worm we got on right there, though. We're liable to hook something good with that thing. The wind has pushed us by them trees over there. Let me reel it in right quick and cast right over in here. That way the wind will, boy, that's a lousy cast. I was trying to cast in such a way that the wind would catch us up to the line as we go by. I got a piece of, I see what the problem is. I got a piece of that algae right there. It's causing us not to be able to cast very good. Get that algae off there for me. I need another hand here, folks. Let me put the rod in the rod holder. It's getting caught in my guide. There we go. It's getting caught in the guides and not being able to cast very good. That should fix the situation. Tell that wind to back off just a notch, folks. We're moving too quick down here now. I've got a feeling that worm's going to get us something good, though. That's a pretty good sized worm. Y'all like this, we may take a trip one day and just take out some night crawlers and maybe try to target some bass specifically. You know, use a little bit bigger hook and try to weed out some of the smaller bluegill and stuff. I'm pretty much agreeable to anything when it comes to fishing. I am taking more trips this year for me without the cameras. Seems like a good time to do it. Start scaling back a little bit. But I got the cameras with us today, and we catching some fish out here, having some fun. I'm having fun anyway. I hope y'all are. We'll film here a little while longer, and I do want to check radar at some point, make sure I ain't gonna get drenched out here, because the wind is pushing us farther away from where I launched, which is fine, because I'll troll on the way back with my skipjack rods and maybe pick off a skipjack or two. That'd be nice. Who would have ever thought catch a skipjack on a dang worm right as you reeling it in? Almost had it back to the kayak. That thing snatched it, buddy. It honestly kind of scared me a little bit. I wasn't ready for it. Kind of spooked me. These trees right here, like, they come out a good ways from the bank. So, like, the depth of the water out here on the edge of these trees is probably way deeper than what I want to let that thing sink down to. But you never know when there's something hanging out right there, right under those trees, waiting on a, dadgummit, almost lost a worm. But you know, they could be waiting on bugs to fall down there, or caterpillars, or just kind of hanging out in them branches waiting to ambush another fish as it swims by. You just never know. It's good to make a cast around there. But typically, you know, we want to be on a place like this where the depth drops off so quickly. Really want to get our cast closer to the shore if possible. I think this area right here, I think we're going to catch some fish. Let me get that thing off our line right there. There we go. It looks like part of the bank has give way here, and that should flatten out the depth a little bit, and I think there could be some fish right in here. I could be about to be made a fool of too. I see some more debris right over here. There's got to be something right over here on this. This looks good, man. Part of that bank is caved in. You've got some wood cover right here. If nothing else, there ought to be a bunch of bluegill around that. I sure was hoping we'd luck into some shellcracker today, though. Yeah, there's one right there. Bluegill. I thought, you know, you do this long enough, you look at places like, yeah, there should be, at the very least, there should be a bluegill sitting right there. Maybe 20 of them. No shellcracker yet, though. I sure was hoping to, because just, even though we're not keeping them alive today, it would have been nice to get some shellcracker for the cooler, just because they're a thicker, meatier bait. But the bluegill we've got, some of them in there's got some meat on them too. Wish that wind wouldn't blow us quite as quick. I'm gonna back us up a little bit. I want to make just 2 or 3 more casts right here just to see what else is around there. I just have to believe that there's some more fish right there. We're gonna drift by it so quick we ain't gonna get but 2 casts on it. I think that's gonna catch us something. Get out your granny's change purse again. I'm gonna make another wager with you right here. See if we can go double or nothing, since I lost the last one. I'm feeling good about it still. I'll let it sit there a second. Is that a fish swimming? Oh, I was in something. Fish just got it then. I felt him pick it up. Y'all, we went double or nothing. I'm back to even. I don't know what it is yet, though. What is this? Bluegill? It's a bluegill. It's a good one. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna get the worm back, too. Look how thick this one is, man. This is another one right here that's just, boy, he's thick. Look how wide he is. Not very long, but just wide, man. How many we got in here? Now, let's take a look at that. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good on keeping. I'm not going to keep any more unless we catch something different. If we catch any more skipjack, absolutely keeping them. If we catch white bass, yellow bass, definitely shellcracker, like we're going to keep those, but I think I'm done keeping bluegill for the day. Oh. Already hooked up. All right, 2 in a row, folks, 2 in a row. We got another streak going right here. This seems like a place right here where we could possibly get a good streak going. It just looks like that kind of place to me. What's our longest streak though today? 2 or 3 fish. So I don't have to get very many off of here to break what we've done so far. Yeah, if we catch something else besides bluegill, I think we've got enough for tomorrow if I get to go. That's the other thing too, like I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna get to go tomorrow. And I don't really like using bluegill unless they're really fresh. So if I can't go tomorrow, then what we've got in the cooler is probably gonna go to waste, and I don't like doing that. I like bluegill too much to want to waste them. Well, so much for our streak. Had high hopes for it. I have to believe we're going to get another. Yeah, something was on it right then. He hit it. Oh, crap. I got in that tree. All right, let's go over here and try to get this jig, and then we're going to move on. This spot here it didn't turn out to be as good as what I thought it was going to be. And it definitely ain't going to be good now that I'm going to get over here and try to get our jig back and spook every daggone fish that would possibly be here. All right, it worked out though. We got our jig and our worm. How about that? Onward we go. I'll tell you this too, buddy. We've had all this rain lately. It's humid. Man, work out a sweat out here. Not even doing anything. I am getting my legs in shape though. I've been pedaling a lot lately between my Old Town kayak and this one. I've been doing my bait runs in this one, ultralight fishing, and then my catfishing out of my Old Town. I ain't hardly been using the motorized kayak much. Just kind of, that's part of it, man. Trying to spend a little bit more time this year fishing for me specifically versus fishing for me and trying to get maximum content. So if I go out and I don't have all the gadgets and stuff, it's like, well, no big deal. Like yesterday, I didn't end up I was trying to film yesterday, but I just didn't I caught some fish. Don't get me wrong, I caught some fish, but I didn't have the kind of day that I wanted to post a video. But that's okay. I was bothered yesterday by other things, but me not doing as good fishing was the least of it. That was the least thing yesterday that went wrong that had me tore up. This bluegill's tore up though. He ought to be grateful though. He's come at a time when I'm gonna let him go, even though he threw our worm off. Let's get us another. How many more worms? I feel like we've had a lot of worms in this container. I think that's what we're going to do. Me and you fish out here together until we go through this tub of worms. I don't know how many more we got in here. Can't be too many more. But let's keep, and I've actually got another tub of worms with us too, but we'll at least go through this one and see what we can get. That right there's a big worm we got on. Hoping we get another big bass on it. I'd like to see a big largemouth, big 5-pounder come flying up out of the water, shaking his head. Or smallmouth, that'd be fine too. Smallmouth fight harder for sure. Definitely fight harder than largemouth. I actually think bluegill, pound for pound, and definitely shellcracker, pound for pound, they fight probably harder than the bass, but usually when you catch a bass, it's bigger than a bluegill. So it's tough to, you know, easily compare, but when you do get big bluegill, you know, when I go down there to Florida, for instance, and fishing them canals down there where they've got them copper-nosed bluegill, which they're native to those areas. Like, that's their natural environment. Well, you hook into one of those, man, and they're as tall as they are long. Oh, I had one on right there. I had something right there. But those things, man, it's a pretty incredible fight. Bluegill we've got out here today, I mean, there's been some good quality bluegill. They certainly fight good, but if you go fish somewhere that's got them big copper nose and every one you're catching is 8-9 inches minimum, and then you come back to fishing a place that don't have as good a quality bluegill, you definitely notice it. Like when I get home, when I get back from the Florida trip, I've went down there the last few years and fished those canals. And every time I get back home and I'm the first 2 or 3 trips out where I'm catching smaller bluegill, I'm like, boy, this is a big change from what I just experienced. This is another area right, oh, I picked one up right then. That's another bass. I think that's another smallmouth. I picked him up as I was reeling it in. I was about to say, this area right here we're coming on looks like one that we're gonna catch some fish on. And this smallmouth wanted to prove me right, so he's like, I'm just go ahead and eat it right now before you get to that area, Justin. Come on up here. Oh, he popped free, quick release. He's left enough of our worm on there. Let's just throw it over here. Let's see what we can get over here. You see us another area, you look back there. That bank has give way a little bit, and there's some rocks that have fallen off. It just looks like a place that ought to have some, if nothing else, it ought to have some bluegill. Specifically some smaller bluegill, which should maybe keep some bass nearby. I had something hit me twice. I think we've got our worm. They got enough of our worm. Let's put another one on. I'm gonna swing us back over here. I think we're gonna bust something right there. We got several worms left in here. We got a lot more worms in here than what I thought we did. Walmart done us right on this tub of worms. You never know with them Walmart worms, you just never know, folks. You're gonna get 30 worms, you're gonna get 10. You gotta kind of stick your finger down in there and feel around a little bit. Make sure, and one, you gotta make sure they're still alive. Because sometimes you get them Walmart worms and it's all moldy in there. They're dead, but if they are still alive, you gotta kind of feel around in there and make sure you're getting your money's worth. Sometimes they ain't all got the same amount in there. It might say 18 count on the side of the package, but that don't necessarily mean there's 18 in there. I don't think their quality control for the counting is very good. All right, let's just try to get over here. Get over just a little bit closer. I want to cast over toward them rocks that have fallen off. I didn't get that cast quite as close as I wanted to. I'm still going to let it sink down and see what happens. I may have to make another cast a little bit closer. Oh, something's got it. Oh. Thought it did. Something got at the end. I feel him pecking right there. There it is. I think that's a bass too. Pretty sure this is, oh, it is, oh, look at that. Oh, big smallmouth come flying up. Yes, yes, buddy. That was a huge jump. That's, oh no, we popped free. Dang. Oh, I hope I had the camera going the right way. Dang, man, that was a huge jump. I thought that area, I looked at that, man, and you got that bank that's broke free, and I see them big rocks right there. I'm like, man, that's gonna have some smaller bait fish around it, and that should have a bass nearby. And you throw that worm over there with them bass that's hanging out by them small fish, and they're gonna eat that worm. Especially throwing a live worm like we are. Like, it'd be one thing, if we were throwing an artificial worm over there, maybe we get bit, maybe we don't. But I was like, I just feel, man, I'm talking it up over there. Like I was feeling it, like we were gonna get some fish here. It just looked good. It's one of them places, man. You look at it and you're like, I'm gonna get a fish there, and it paid off that time. We didn't land it, but I mean, we hooked a nice smallmouth. Damn thing made a jump too, did he? Jumped 3 or 4 foot in the air. And them things launch themselves, buddy. They can get some height. That was awesome. That's fun, man. Y'all, I'm telling you, man, get you an ultralight set up. I don't care what kind of fisherman you are. Most of you watch my videos here, you catfishermen. And you may do some, okay, we got another something right here. What's this? Is this another bass? Well, we're never gonna know, because he just come free. Dang. But yeah, a lot of y'all out there watch my videos, you are catfishermen, so when you gotta catch bait, just get you an ultralight rod and enjoy your bait fishing sessions. It's easy when you're catfishing and you're making a bait run and you need to get bait. It's not a want. It's not like a situation where, like, yeah, I want to catch some fish. Like if you're catfishing and you're depending upon having something to bait a hook with, like you have to catch fish on your bait run in order to make that happen. And anytime you have to do something, I don't care how much you love it, if you have to do it, it changes you. It changes your mentality. It takes something away from it. So it's real easy when you're catfishing, or when you're bait fishing as a catfisherman, it's real easy to just kind of let it become a chore. I'm guilty of this when I go skipjack fishing. Like, I used to love catching skipjack when I was a teenager, and then I got into catfishing, and it become work and to go out, especially when they're days where they're tough to get. We've blown in on this spot right here. It's way too close. But man, I'm telling you, get you an ultralight rod and make sure you're enjoying. We got another one, I think. No, I'm in something right there. I'll come out of that. Tell that snag to let it go. Yeah, I blew in too close on that spot anyway. I've probably messed this up. Let's just go ahead and try to get this jig back and that worm, and we'll continue on down through here. We did hook that nice smallmouth though, and something else, I don't know. I thought it was a bass, but we never got a look at it to find out. Well, hell, whatever we're in, we may not get it back. I thought we could get over here on it. Oh shoot, I'm pedaling forward. I thought I said reverse. There it comes. We lost our worm, we got our jig back. Get us out of here and we're gonna start making our way back down this shoreline and see what else we can. I looked at that. When you've got these steep incline banks and you see an area that's giveaway and some boulders and stuff falling off, like you're gonna have a chance at catching some stuff around that. Like at the very least, you're gonna catch some bluegill or some, smaller bait fish like that. But there's a real good chance that you're gonna have some bass hanging out around that too. It's too pretty of a spot not to have some other fish hanging around it. All right, let's hold ourselves here in the wind. I want to throw right over there too. I felt better about the area we were just on, but I do want to throw right over here beside it too. Maybe some fish if they were a little hesitant of the kayak. My gosh, right there's one. Bluegill. Well, this is another one right here that's in that size range. I'm gonna take him. I said I wasn't gonna keep no more bluegill, but he's in that size range. It's real good for what I want for catfish bait, so he's the last one. He's the last one for real. Now let's throw over there again. He left a worm on there. We might get another fish on that worm. That's the thing about the live bait that I don't like is you have to rebait a lot. With the gulp, I normally get, I got another fish. Well, it feels like another pretty good bluegill. With the gulp, I normally get 8 or 10 fish, sometimes more, per plastic. Whereas, well, this one here looks like he's gonna give us a worm back. We might get a third fish on it, but most of the time these worms, or definitely if you're using a minnow, you're gonna get about 1 fish, or a shiner, you're gonna get about 1 fish per bait. Worms here, we might get 2 or 3 fish. But you got to change your bait more, and so that's kind of an annoyance. But you can't deny the results from it, man. Like we've caught a bunch of fish today, variety. We've definitely got more bass than what I would typically get. And I catch some with the gulp. I've caught some big bass with the gulp. But you do get more, I think, with a live worm on average. If we got another, we do just like that. We got a streak of 3 going now. Yeah, right here to the right of that area that I pointed out. Boy, this is another one right here. It's a nice one, man. He's got not only some shoulders on him, but let me just, curiosity's sake, let me just put this in on the board. And then we're going to try to continue our streaks. Does he hit 8 inches? He will. There, man, he'll hit. He'll actually almost 8 1/4, just shy of it. So that's, man, I'll tell you, folks, that's a nice bluegill right there. And we got that worm back. Y'all, let's go over here. Let's go over here and try to get our streak up to 4 with this worm. Come on, Bessie. There we go. My momentum was still going backwards as I was pedaling forward. All right. Let me make a good cast because I want to keep our streak going here. Let's see if we can get number 4. Oh no, I threw the worm off. Does that count, folks? I threw the worm off. I didn't I guess technically that's a cast. That seems like a bad way to end our streak. That's like when you play in Wordle, which I play Wordle every day. But if you do forget to do Wordle, it automatically breaks your streak, even though you didn't play, you didn't lose. And I think that's crummy. Just like I think us casting that worm off the hook was a crummy way to end our streak. This is the 4th cast with a worm that has hit the water. Well, let's see if we can have that streak still going with an asterisk next to it. Bluegill in that cooler ain't happy, are they? I hear them up there. Well, we may be going to lose that streak anyway. Well, we're going to lose the streak anyway, by gosh. Them fish down there then, they say they don't want to be no part of no streak that's got an asterisk next to it. Just like that. The asterisk gets removed and the fish are back on it. Boy, he's pulling too. What is this? Is this, if this is a bluegill, this is a good one. It is, and it is. It is a bluegill and it is a good one. Man, there are some really good quality bluegill right there. Let's get our forceps again. This may be another one that we, let's see. I thought we might have hooked him a little too deep, but I don't see him bleeding, so we'll throw him back. I was gonna throw him in the box there if he was bleeding. All right, let's try again. And there are some quality bluegill right there. I got that cast a little. It may have ended up a little bit to the right with the wind blowing the line, a little bit to the right of where we wanted it. Let's see if we can get this one placed a little better. Curious to know if there's something else over there, like under the water that we don't see, that's maybe holding those fish. Well, nothing that time either. There's two. We got a streak going now the wrong way. Streak of not catching fish. Make one more cast right there, and then we're going to just let the wind take us, and we'll find another spot like this down through here. Oh, we got one. Yeah, we'll make one or two more casts here then, since there's still something else willing to play. This one didn't fight as hard, but it's another one here that's very good quality. Nice colorations on it too. It's got a lot of orange on his belly. Let me get down in there. I want that worm back too, bluegill. Can I have it back? Ah, crap. I popped the jig free, then I hooked him again deeper. There we go. Just curiosity's sake. Does he hit 8 inches too? He does, man. There are some, that one there, he may touch that, but he's just shy of the 8 1/4 too. Buddy, that's more good quality fish, buddy. I'm telling you, there's something about this spot right here that's got some big bluegill on it, and they seem to be several of them right there. I don't know what it is that they would be holding right there, but that's several we've caught now. See if we can get another one. Something tapped me. Oh, he's got it. Yeah. This one ain't gonna be quite as big. The bar's been set so high, we can't be excited about old 7-inch bluegill now. Your friends have done ruined this for you, bluegill. But what's another one that got that thing deep too? I think maybe he had it. I felt him hit it. I think maybe he had it the whole time and I let him get it too deep. That may have been on me. You will find though, when you're using live baits, that they will get gut hooked more frequently, for sure. In my experience anyway. Just part of what you're gonna go through. But I mean, if you're doing like we're doing today and you're keeping a few for bait, if you gut hook one, just throw him in your cooler, take him with you. They doing something over at that house. We heard that big kaboom earlier, now leaf blower man's out. They got work going on. They got outdoor work going on. I'd rather do outdoor work, but I'm gonna be doing indoor work when I go get that new electrical outlet. I hope that's what's wrong with it. If I got to call an electrician, I guarantee it's gonna end up being at least $500, probably closer to $1,000, because it's gonna be $200 or $300 to get them just to come to your house. Oh, I had one hit me. And then they're gonna charge you probably $100, $150 an hour labor, which I don't blame them. Okay, there it is. To pick up, and there he had it. I don't blame them for charging that, because I mean, hell, electricians, they got a specialized skill that's in demand, so charge for it. But when you're the one that's getting charged, it sucks, man. So I'm hoping it's something I can do myself. Oh, I dropped you, bluegill. Get hold of that fish, would you? Help him out there, help him swim along. I'm gonna keep casting right here, man. We know there's some big bluegill right here. We hooked that smallmouth that was over there. We're gonna keep making some casts right there. I'm content with sitting here and catching every daggone bluegill that's on whatever it is they're on right there. It's one of the things, without a graph, we can't really know what's there. Now, on normal days when the water isn't so dirty, if it was a clear water day, with this body of water normally having several feet of visibility, we could probably get over on top of it and look down and see. But today, there is some visibility out here, but it's limited. It's probably what? Well, we probably still got 18 inches or a couple feet of visibility. But we've definitely got more color in here today with the water than what we normally would. Just, we've had a lot of rain. It's been a very wet year so far in my area. I've lost a lot of time I would have liked to have fished just because of the rain and storms and stuff. Seems like we always got too much or too little. The old Bernstein bears or whatever, the porridge. No, that wasn't the Bernstein bears. That's Goldilocks that had the porridge. That porridge was too hot, that was too cold, that one was just right. The Bernstein Bears was the children's book, and they had the toys. I don't think they were Happy Meal toys though. I think they were, well, it's another one right here that's gonna turn out to be a good one. It's a bluegill, but it's gonna be a good one. Man, y'all, he's actually not as big as what I thought he was going to be. He's thick, but this one's not very long. Still fun though. I thought he was going to be bigger. But yeah, the Bernstein Bears. I remember when I was a kid, I think maybe it was Wendy's. The Wendy's version of the Happy Meal. They had some Bernstein Bear toys, little figures. I remember I had those as a kid. I got another fish right now. That's a bass. It's a small smallmouth. Got a little jump out of him. Can we get two? Can we go for two? He wants to go down instead of up. Not quite as big as the other one we hooked over there. But there's still some bass around, I guarantee it. I think you threw off part of our worm there, Smalley. Let's go ahead and... We could probably throw this over there and get some bluegill on it, but I am gonna go ahead and just switch it. Well, maybe if we get it in front of another bass, it'll be more appealing. Uh-oh. We're getting a little low finally in our tub of worms here. Bernstein Bears, buddy. I had them figures, them Happy Meal. I'm pretty sure it was Wendy's Happy Meal. I could be wrong. It might have been Hardee's. Hardee's had the California raisins when I was a kid. They had those, and they also had the Disney stuffed animals too for a while. The Disney plush animals. I think those were Hardee's when I was a kid. Here I am, 43 years later, and I still like action figures though. Just into the wrestling figures now, G.I. Joes. I made a bad cast over there. I'm gonna try to fix that with this one. There we go. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that Power Town situation. For those of you following along with that ongoing saga, I'll catch you up. I'll give you the Cliff's Notes version for those of you that are new to my channel. There's a company called Power Town, and they create Rimco-style wrestling figures, or like He-Man body-style wrestling figures. And I've been into those this past year since my midlife crisis started. I've been getting the WWE Superstars. It's a Walmart exclusive, but they're like He-Man. Well, there's a company called Power Town, and they're kind of an upstart company, and they've got a few contracts with various wrestlers. And so for Christmas, I pre-ordered the Rock and Roll Express, who I was huge fans of as a kid. And they had another 2-pack. We had Magnum TA and Tully Blanchard. And I didn't care about Magnum TA, but I wanted that Tully Blanchard. So I ordered it as well. So I pre-ordered them. Pre-order was supposed to be fulfilled in January. That's what the thing said, shipping in January. Well, January comes and goes. Nothing. They finally do an update in March saying that they were en route, shipping soon. Okay, fine. Things happen, delays happen. Well, then at like end of April, they made another announcement with saying like the tariffs and everything was impacting them and blah, 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 and didn't really have a specific timetable, but like summer or whatever. And I'm like, well, summer's a long, you know, is summer like June? Is summer September? Like, what are we at here? Because we're already late getting these things that was supposed to be here in January. Meanwhile, everybody online that has ordered these things is complaining because the company's not responding to emails. They're not doing refunds for people that wanted them. But I haven't been too concerned about that because I figure I can go through the credit card company It's like 60 bucks, I'm out. So it's not a lot of money, but still wrong of them to just keep it if they're not going to fulfill the order. I want the figures. I want the Rock and Roll Express. That's what I want. I hate to cancel it, but I figure I probably can go through the credit card company and file a dispute since they didn't honor the transaction, I guess, if you will. But I don't know what's going to happen with it. Like, nobody's getting their... Oh, that's a fish. I think we got another bass. Get ready for a jump. There he is. I thought I was in something at first, and it started pulling back. Oh, he's gonna take off. He's out here in open water, though, so unless he just spits the hook, we got him. He's not going to get in anything out here. This has been a good spot right here, man. We have gotten a bunch of fish off this. Most of the action has come on this spot, which is a damn shame it happens so late in the video because nobody's going to see it. I'm sitting out here right now. Not only am I talking to myself physically out here on the water, but I'm talking to myself on this video right now because everybody's done clicked off. You bit at the wrong time, bass. You should have got with me earlier today when we still had somebody left watching. Man, we've caught a bunch of fish though today. And this one right here, I thought I'd come across a limb or something down there, and it started pulling back. I didn't really feel him eat it. It just took off. He broke our worm in half. Switch it out for a better one. We've about gone through this tub. Got another one right there, though, we're going to put on. We're going to go till we run out of these worms. I'm probably going to fish a little longer. We're going to run out of these worms. I'm going to end the video after that happens, and then I'm going to look at radar. If radar still looks okay, I'm going to fish a little bit longer with my other tub of worms. But I am going to probably quit fishing here in the next hour or two for sure, because I got to go home and work on this electrical situation. My electrical situation will get resolved easier than the Powertown Wrestling Company getting me these Rock and Roll Express action figures. And I know some of you are like, well, Justin, they make other Rock and Roll Express figures. Why don't you just get those? I want this specific kind. I don't like the other. For whatever reason, my midlife crisis, I'm only into this specific style of figures. Thank goodness I'm not into all of them. Hell, I'd go broke. But those particular Wrestlers and G.I. Joe Classifieds, like that's what I'm into. And I ain't really been into the G.I. Joe Classifieds as much. I mean, I am, but I ain't, because the quality of the figures isn't very good. So I've got a few, but the quality's kind of lousy. If we got a fish right here, we do. Oh, that's a bass. He was coming at us. Well, there's not only is there a bunch of bluegill right here, there's a bunch of bass right here too. Oh, he spit our worm. I see it falling. Little Smalley, why'd you have to spit our worm? I wanted that thing. I'm gonna waste a worm. I wanted on one bigger than you, buddy. Let's get us this other one here. Where'd he go? There he is. Just rocking the whole worms right here. These worms, I mean, you can use as big or small of a worm as you want. If you use a big worm, you're gonna go through them a lot quicker. You can take these red worms and you can pinch them in half, or you can take and just pinch pieces of them too and just kind of cover your hook with it, and you'll catch fish doing that as well. Now, if you just take a little pinch of it, you're probably going to get more bluegill. You throw out a big worm like this, you're going to have a much bigger chance of enticing a bass. But you can just take a little pinch of it if you want to get bluegill, and that'll work. I don't know what it is about this. I mean, we saw what we saw, and I described that earlier. I thought we would get some fish there. I didn't think we would get this many fish here. Like this has been, I mean, we've been at this spot now for quite some time and have hooked numerous big bluegill and some bass as well. It's been fun, I'll tell you that. I like getting on spots like everyone. I mean, you just do this long enough. I don't care what body of water you're on. You will eventually stumble across some places like this. And if you do, if you got a graph on your kayak, hit the waypoint, make a mark. Because it's probably one of those places that you'll find them there again in the future. Whatever reason they're here today, it'll probably be happening again in the future around this time of year. Now, I don't have a graph on this kayak, so I can't do that, but I can make a mental note of kind of where I'm at. And a place, when I see that bank caved in back there, like I'm gonna notice that anyway, regardless, so. But yeah, you do it long enough, man, you will, it's kind of like drift fishing when I'm catfishing. You just cover enough water, you're eventually gonna come across something. And we've come across them today. I want to throw this one. I'm gonna throw it over there, but I'm throwing it out from the bank further. I'm gonna let this thing sink down. Work it out a little bit deeper and see what happens. It'll take a while to get down there with that light jig head, but that's okay. The wind's being cooperative right now. I'll sit here with it. You throw these things out and you don't really have to work them. I mean, the worm's doing the action. It's a live bait, so it's putting the action in itself. I'll just kind of pop it along here every little bit and kind of work it farther on down. Well, I don't think that cast right there, I don't think it's gonna work out. Wanted to try it though. Go back up there. You hear them birds. If I shut up, you can actually hear them birds up in the trees. Very active morning for the birds. I've been having, of course I feed the birds at my house, but finally got to that point in the year where we've got a bunch of blue jays and we got a bunch of cardinals at my house again. I like those. They seem to migrate. I don't see them as much in the winter and early spring, but once we get on into like late spring and summer, I see a lot of blue jays and cardinals. Is this another bass? Nope, bluegill. Pretty good though. There's just, I mean, we just keep catching fish off this spot. This is crazy. Oh Lord, you see that? He just peed all over me. I had him, he's still peeing. Golly bum. He peed. Y'all, he got me. Look at this. Look at this right here. Look at that. You see that on me? He peed on me. I had him pointing toward me. Jammed old R. Kelly bluegill over here. I don't know whatever happened to R. Kelly, but he was into that kind of thing. I ain't. Tag on bluegill. I should have thrown that one in the cooler just out of spite. Pissed all over me. He said, piss on you, Justin. He probably said some other things too. I can't repeat on video. I guarantee you though, he said he believes in Joe Hendry. as we all should. Go watch, after this is done, folks, I'm gonna remind you, for the 1.5 of you that's still here, probably because you fast forwarded, not because you watched all this, but go, after this is over, or when you're sick of me, watch that Joe Hendry entrance song and see how quickly it gets stuck in your head. Because it's gonna happen. You are gonna get it stuck in your head. You're gonna be singing it. Just me bringing it up right now has it playing in my head. And it's actually, when you've had it stuck in your head for 3 days, you'll get annoyed with it. But it's actually a pretty good song. Like, it's a creative song. Like, he done a good job. He wrote it himself, apparently. It's pretty catchy, so he's done a good job with it. He probably can't I don't even know. I mean, I watched the WrestleMania with him and Randy Orton match, which is kind of a squash match for Randy Orton. But dude probably can't even have a good match, but he's so popular because of that song. One good turn of events can change your whole life, folks. And that song for him, I think, changed his trajectory in the wrestling business. And I'll tell you this too, man, if you're an old wrestling fan like I am, grew up in the 80s, 90s when it was good, and had given up on it like I had, give it another chance now. It's much better. The John Cena heel turn has been awesome. The women, they're amazing. Here's another fish. Bass, smallmouth. They are just, man, there are so many fish right here. There are so many fish right here on this spot. We just keep catching them. We got him out here in open water. We're going to get him if he don't spit the hook. He's going to be another one kind of in that probably 12 to 14 inch range probably. We'll throw him on the board here maybe. Oh, smallmouth. Jump in that net one time. There you go, good buddy. Come here now. Let's see where that hook's at in you. Oh, this is another one that's ate it deep, but I think we might get it. Hold on, fish. We're blowing up against the tree here. There we go. I think we can get it out safely. There we go. Let's check, see, make sure he ain't bleeding. I think he's going to be okay. I think he didn't get it in the gills. He just got it kind of deep in the mouth there, and we was able to get it free. So not bleeding on that side either. Let's put him on the board. I think he's probably, 12 3/4 inches right there. So nice. The hits keep coming on this, man. They are over here on this spot. There's just a bunch of fish right here. This whole edge we've worked, and we've caught fish fairly consistently all the way down through here, especially the bluegill. But this one spot right here is just loaded. I'm definitely making a mental note of this for sure. Like, at some point I'm going to revisit this area, probably sooner than later. In the meantime, though, I'm going to sit here and make another cast. But yeah, wrestling, man, the women, they're better than the men today. You know, back in my day as a kid, the women would be kind of a little novelty thing if there was a match. It wouldn't be any good. They were more or less eye candy in the 90s. I remember Sunny there when I was a kid, and then, of course, as a teenager, you had Sable and Miss Kitty and Stacy Keebler and those girls, and none of them could wrestle worth a flip, but they look good. Now, these women today, you know, of course they look good today, but they can really wrestle and put on a show too now. And we got Rhea Ripley, who's amazing, Liv Morgan, who's my favorite. This new girl, Stephanie Vacour, I think that's how you say it, she is awesome too. She may quickly take over as my #1 favorite above Liv Morgan just because she's so hot. We got this girl from Knoxville, Bianca Belair. She's an amazing wrestler too. Like she can really work, man. The women, I'm telling you, the women today, they're better wrestlers than the men. The storylines are better. Like it's just, wrestling has changed, man. I'd give up hope on it. It was so bad for so long, I had give up hope. When I would watch wrestling, I would just watch old matches. And I've come around, man. I'm back in it. So I'd give it another chance if I was you. If you grew up a wrestling fan, give it another chance. If you got Netflix, Monday Night Raw's on there. I haven't followed like NXT, which is where that Stephanie Vacour has been. But she's been coming up. They're going to have her on the main roster all the time, though, before long, because she's too good to keep down. But I don't really follow that. Joe Hendry's been in TNA, just making special appearances over on WWE. I don't follow TNA. AEW is still awful. I can't watch that crap. That's a damn shame. MJF is probably one of the best wrestlers in the business today. Just from his ability to work, his ability to cut a promo, like he's awesome. But he's wasting away over there in AEW because it's basically him by himself over there. There's nobody that you can put in a program with him that's going to get me to the TV and watch. Well, that's a damn shame. I hope he goes to WWE. Got part of that worm left on there, and I want to catch something with it, but I kind of feel like we need to switch it out a little bit bigger. Oh, we got something. Oh, he hit it and spit it. Something hit it again. He got it. Another bass. That's a largemouth this time. That's a large jaw. This is amazing, man. We pulled up on this spot and have sat here and just kept catching fish. They are just so many fish right here. Let me back us up. I don't want to blow up on it while we're fooling with this. Come here, large jaw. Oh, bucket mouth. Yes, man. Another one, y'all. Oh, largemouth. This is incredible. What an incredible spot. Just never know, man. You never know what you're going to stumble upon. And, you know, again, nothing to write home about. You ain't going to have that one hanging on your wall. But on ultralight tackle, and the fact that you're catching so many of them right here, it's awesome. And best of all, anybody can do this. Like this, you don't need a live scope to do this. You don't need a $80,000 bass boat and 10,000 electronics and $300 rod and reel combos. Like, you don't have to have all that for this. You can come out here in a kayak, no motor, no graph. I don't have any of that stuff today. I just got my pedals here. Now you could paddle too if you want to do this style of fishing. Like, you don't have to have all of the fancy gadgets. Like, you can go out and catch a bunch of fish and have a good time with literally one rod and reel and something to get you on the water. Now, you can do this from the bank too, obviously, but a place like this spot here, for instance, I would never be able to access this without a boat or kayak. But, I mean, there's plenty of places that you can do this off the bank without having a boat or kayak. But my point is, you can do this with very minimal gear. You don't have to have a bunch of stuff. One rod and reel, few jig heads, some worms or some plastics, and you can go out and have your day. No electronics, no motors, no live scope, no nothing, man. Just get out there, make some casts, beat the banks, feed them something that they're gonna eat, and have you some fun. The simplicity of it, I've talked about so much, but it adds to the value of this to me, the simplicity of it. When I get home today, I got no batteries to charge. I don't have to worry about motors breaking down. Nothing to maintenance. It's awesome, man. It's really awesome, just the number of fish we're catching here. What is it? I mean, what is it over here that we just keep catching fish? Like, that spot seems like it would have a few fish. Like, I thought we might get a bass there. We might get some bluegill there for sure when I first saw it. I didn't think we were going to get 30 fish or 50 fish or however many I end up with here today. I didn't think it was going to be that necessarily. But yet here we are. I don't know how many fish we've had now. It's got to be over 15 or 20 for sure. Hell, we've had 5 or 6 bass here since we got to this. So, I mean, there's something about this spot that's just got them here, and maybe has fish continuing to work through here. What a good day. Today's so much better a day than yesterday for me. By this time in the morning yesterday, I was already soaking wet from getting caught out in the rain. And I already lost our shell cracker and live bluegill there. My car's still a mess though. But today, what a so much better day today is than yesterday. You just gotta, it's like everything in life, folks. You gotta take the good with the bad. If you're gonna have some really great days in your life, you're gonna have some really bad ones too. You just gotta hope you survive it and come out the other side better. That's the positive way of thinking about it. Even though I'm a negative Nancy, most of the time when I'm catching a bunch of fish and having a good time, I can be positive really easily. And we're definitely doing that today. So much fun. I could do this every day too, man. I love my catfishing, don't get me wrong, but like you could give me an ultralight rod and send me out every day and I could be content. We may have wore out our welcome here, folks. It's been a little while. Listen at me, it's been like 3 casts since we've caught a fish and I'm already like, yep, we done wore this spot out. I'm getting impatient. This fish said, Justin, I got you. Don't worry about being, oh, he come free. Wind is ever so slightly pushing us up, closer over here. Well, just can't Can't get them to eat it now. Let me throw, I wanna try throwing over there again, because I figured I had spooked them there when I got over there to get our jig back, but that's been a long time ago now. Throw over there and see what happens now. A lot of nothing. You know, I wonder too about a spot like this, where you've got not only all these bluegill, but all these smaller bass through here. Is this a situation where maybe you have big muskie come through, hanging out here as well? Feeding on them bass and bluegill? Is it a situation where maybe you've got a big flathead around? Could be, you know. And when you have a time like right now, maybe, where you were catching a fish on almost every cast, and now it seems like the bite has slacked off a little bit. Did you catch so many fish that you just kind of wore it out? You sore-lipped enough of them there, they're just gonna quit biting? Did you spook the school and they run off? Or is it a situation where a larger predator fish come over here to this spot and it's got everything on edge, and now they're not biting anything because the predator has become the prey type thing? Maybe. I mean, your larger fish in here, this body of water has some blues, although not a good population of them. But still, your catfish, flatheads, muskie, you would have to think that something is hanging around all of these other fish for them to go in and eat. Maybe if one of them moved through, then these fish here shut down for a little while. I had a trip last year, I got it on video, where I was doing some ultralight fishing. I was throwing a gulp and I caught a bluegill. And reeling it in, a muskie got after it. I was down on Watts Bar, and sure enough, a damn muskie come after that bluegill. I've had that happen a lot. Not muskie, but I've had it happen a lot when I've been out ultralight fishing through the years, where you hook a bluegill and he's fighting and acting all erratic and stuff, and a bass comes up and hits him. That's happened a lot. But that was the first muskie that had ever attacked one of my fish that I was reeling in. And that was pretty cool. It's a pretty cool experience. And there are muskie in here where I'm at today, so it could very well be what I'm describing. We'll never know, obviously, but it's one of them things you just think about, like when a bite stops like that, and it seems to have stopped here. So we've made several casts now, nothing going on, but who knows? Maybe I just sore-lipped every damn fish down there. Or no, we've caught enough of them. I mean, how many more could be there? I'm gonna make one more cast. If we don't get bit on this cast, I'm gonna move on from it. Mainly because now I'm just curious, like, on down through here, is it gonna be a situation where this whole area is loaded, or is it just this one spot? Like, as we drift down through here, are we gonna run into more? Oh, I think I got one right here. He's swimming. I gotta catch up with him. It's another bass. I think it's another smallmouth. No, it's not. Damn, we've avoided them all day. All day long we've avoided them, and it's a channel cat, and I think I've actually got him hooked in the tail, maybe? No, there he goes. I think he had the line wrapped around him. We have avoided the channel cat all day long. And he had to make an appearance. Like Joe Hendry, I said his name and he appears. Well, this is gonna be a little while. He's not real big. I said the word catfish though. Catfish moving up there, and there's a damn channel cat. Conjured him up. I spoke it in the universe, and the universe brought me a catfish. Wrong kind. I'd rather be hooked into a flathead right now. I'd hoped to feed the flathead them live shell cracker I had yesterday, but didn't pan out. I saw, this is definitely a channel cat. I saw him. I swear it looked like I had him hooked in the tail, but he must have just had the line wrapped around him. I'm gonna try to horse this thing a little more than I normally would, just because we know what he is, and he is something I don't want. So if we break him off, it's not the end of the world for me. He's gonna have our line all slimed up anyway. Oh, come here, channel cat. I don't mind catching a channel cat if it's a big channel cat, like up on Sandusky Bay. But these little ones we've got around here in my area, I don't want to fool with them, especially on my ultralight. Dadgummit, he's pulled out enough line. I got to get back here and get control of him. One of y'all net this fish for me, would you? Get him in that net. Get him over there. There you go. Where's our jig at there, fish? What'd you do with it? Look at that slime all over the line. Oh, nasty old fish. Oh, no. Oh, he's ate that thing real deep. Yeah, I ain't gonna get that out, folks. That's too deep. Crap. Well, sorry, channel cat. There you go, buddy. I hate to do that, but it's too deep. One, I can't get down in there, and two, if I tried, I'd kill him. So, well, crap, folks. Let me watch this slime here. He's got it all over everything. Shoo, oh, nasty stuff. Let me cut off a section of this line too. It's gonna be all twisted up. Dang, man. It's definitely time to move on from that spot now if the channel cats are there. it's time. We'll get me another jig though, but I do want to throw right over here to the right. This tree right here comes out, but right beside it, you can see there's a mud bank right here. And it looks like kind of the same situation where you've had part of that's caved off there. So we'll make some casts right in here too and see what happens. The wind right now, I'm telling you folks, I thought by now I would already be run off the water, but it's doing okay. Mother Nature's throwing us a break here. So whenever we finish filming, I am going to take a look at radar though and see how close the weather is to moving in. It's supposed to be early afternoon. The wind was supposed to be here before then though, so maybe it's just a little delayed. You never can trust the weather report. Hell, it's never accurate. Okay. Let's get us this other worm here. Shake out some more of that dirt so I can see. There we go. Oh, this may be it. No, I think we got 2 worms left here, folks. Y'all stick with me. If there's anybody left watching, will you stick with me for 2 more worms? There we go. We've made a mess here in the kayak too with all this dirt. All right, we have blown up on top of this, but like look right here. So the ground, you can see part of it's give away, and you got all them rocks right there that have fallen in the water. Like that looks good. Now I may have ruined it because we got up here too close, but I made a crappy cast too. The channel cat's got all my line messed up. All right. When you see something like that and you see all them rocks like that, like that's usually a place where you're going to have some success. We got something after it. He nipped it. Yeah, it's like that all in right through here. And then down here we've got some more trees that have fallen over, so it's going to be more difficult for us to get up to the shoreline. But right in here we'll make a few casts. Get us positioned here again. I want to get turned in such a way that we can access this, be able to make a cast without the wind pushing us up on it. I don't know if we'll do any good right here or not, but it looks good. Just, we have so many fish that were right there. I don't know how many more fish there could be possibly right here, but hell, you never know. They could be stacked all up and down through here. Nothing so far. That channel cat's got my line all messed up. I just replaced this line too, so I'm gonna have to do it again. Which ain't a big deal. So I buy that big 10,000 yard bulk spool, so I can change out the line for about a quarter. What it boils down to. Oh no. Oh no, I got hung in something over here, folks. Dadgummit. I hope we can get it out too. Dang. Well, I've definitely messed this spot up now, for sure, getting over here on top of it. Oh, crap. I'm buried in that stick down there. Oh, there it comes. I broke the stick free. Okay. Oops. Now, can we get out of this? I've got us in a mess here, folks. All right, there we go. Oh, I'm still going to get the rods behind me in this, this tree. All right, we come through it. All right. Well, I've ruined this little area for sure. Well, let's see if we can throw in front of these trees down through here. I'd have liked to have not ruined that spot before I got a few casts on it, but oh well. There's plenty more fish. I guarantee you around these trees right through here, there's going to be something hanging out. Whether it's bluegill, bass, both. Who knows what else. Not one shell cracker today though. I thought with the worms we might have a better chance. That's why I was using worms when I got them others. I thought we might be able to stumble onto some more. But not in this area. At least not yet. I'm going home happy today regardless though. Well, assuming I don't have any more incidents on the road. But at least today there ain't no bucket full of water for me to turn over. Fish. Oh, he's got me in something. Oh, come out of it, fish. Oh man, I don't feel him now. Oh no, I think he got me in something. I think he's come off. I think I'm hung in whatever he's got me in over here, one of these trees. Crap. Well, we've had some trouble here the last couple minutes, mainly me just getting us in situations here. I don't see him. I think he's definitely gone. I don't think I can get that either. Nah, I just broke off. Dadgummit. Well, fiddlesticks, folks. I'll tell you what, I ain't gonna subject you. Oh no, we got water. We got water all over the dang screen. What's it look like? It don't look terrible on this side, but there's water drops all over here, y'all. Y'all gotta holler at me when them things are on there. I'm not gonna subject you to watching me tie on another jig head, but I am. We'll wrap this up. I'm gonna pull out my phone, check it radar, because you can see these clouds have been looming all morning, but I thought the wind was gonna really ramp up and then the storm move in. So I just wanna make sure I'm not gonna get drenched. But then I'm gonna tie another jig head on. I'm gonna work my way down through here a little bit more, try to catch some more fish. And then I'm gonna stop off and fish that spot up here one more time before, I'm gonna leave it be for a little while, give it some time, and then I'm gonna hit it again before I go home today and see what else I can get out of there. But it's been incredible. I ain't gonna subject you to no more of this, especially me retying and all that, but awesome day, man, awesome day. If you've stuck with me this long, thanks. I'm glad you rode it out till we got to that spot, because that spot has been amazing. But awesome day. Again, if you're out there, you've been considering getting an ultralight set up, do it. You won't regret it. You'll catch fish literally everywhere, every type of fish. You will have a blast. It will be one of the better fishing investments you have made if you will try out some ultralight fishing. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get this jig tied on and get back to it. I'll see you next time.